people won't be able to see.
And it's on people too. We've got a problem we don't want a problem this side.
Well, that problem could be fixed when it is low.
Did a work one of us.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing needs to be reimagined anyway. Because he's not stuck. I mean, he's very lucky that it's not like it was yesterday. Because it was a shit-house day yesterday. And we're going to go outside. You can put up with a bit of cold.
Get clear! Get clear! Still clear! Spotted it.
He loves the goal, doesn't he? He loves it.
Come on, Flip!
It's a jumper on.
Whoever's going to talk. You want Cal forward? Good work, Jason!
You right? Josh, are you right?
Yeah, mate, I'm just cramping.
If someone needs the rest, I'll go back on.
Here. At the back! Half punch in the back! Don't bring up block one! There you go, Bryce, kid! Forward! Shano! Get it, Shano! Good try! Vaccinate, watch out! Hard! Well done, you punched it!
That's that cheap
Push the hole, push the hole, push the hole!
Yeah, I actually do want to.
Get in there, Pato! Yes, Pato! Great goal, Pato!
Bring a half forward. Go Goldie.
Just skip.
Come back!
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's good contest. Yeah, exactly. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
G'day, Jenny.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
You all good? Is our team manager
Yes. Yeah, your team manager. Yeah, great.
Let's get down to business. A very good afternoon and welcome. We are live on location at the Bairnsdale City Oval. It is round 11 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League, and today it's the Redlegs taking on Morwell, who have made the trip up the highway. Bairnsdale are 2 points behind the Tigers, outside the top 5 at the moment, where the Tigers sit inside the top 5. Bairnsdale certainly playing some good football. The last time on this home deck, their best game of the year, and possibly the best game all year for the Gippsland League. The Tigers possibly their worst performance last year, but on paper they've got a much stronger side, and you'd expect this big open ground to suit the Tigers. It's going to be a fascinating game, and we look forward to bringing it to you this afternoon for the Bairnsdale City Oval. It's Bairnsdale taking on Morwell. My name's Darryl Cooling. My co-caller this afternoon is Rob Popplestone. Poppy, good afternoon.
G'day, Scott. G'day, Gippsland. In particular, East Gippsland. The guys have really turned it on here. It looks as though the oval is a little bit soft underfoot in patches, but the blue skies are above us and there's no breeze. We've got two informed sides for most of this season, although Bairnsdale coming off a very small loss last week, and Morwell probably a shock loss in some ways, given the amount they've got beaten by Wonthaggi. But I'm really looking forward to these two sides who play an exciting brand of football. They both take the game on, and they're both willing to take changes. I think it's going to be a great game to call. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. If you're in the area, you could do a worse thing than turning up right now at Bairnsdale City Oval.
For Carper Country this afternoon, special comments brought to you by Nick Lucchino. He helps dreams become a reality since 1981. That's Carper Country, of course, not Nick. Nick, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Scott and team and listeners. It's great to be here. I didn't think I was going to make it.
No.
Yeah, I've been on my deathbed the last few days, but this is what I just do for the team.
A real warrior.
I am a warrior. But having said that, the game itself should be an absolute ripper. I think the most important part and the biggest factor of this game today is that we're playing for something. All right, so both sides, it's all at stake for them now. This game really does mean a lot to either side. They have to win. So it'll be interesting to see how they both respond. I still think that the sway goes for me towards Bairnsdale, because it's at Bairnsdale, and I think they've just got a little bit more top-end talent than what Morwell have at the moment, but doesn't always win your games, as we saw last week. For me, I reckon this is a tag today. I think There'll be an interesting way they sort of go about it, because Will Mitchell's probably the most important player for the Bairnsdale side, Scud, and I think
in and under sort of finds it,
tough conditions, he just finds it.
Who for the Tigers would go to him? There's a couple, I suspect.
I wouldn't think they would go straight from the ball. I think they'd come off the line somewhere. So I would think either Jackson Burr did a job last week. He started on, not last week, a couple of weeks ago on Ty Hourigan. How did that go for him? But then after that, I think the other one, out of left field, Sam Walsh, again, maybe off half back. He may just wait for the centre bounce and then he'll lag off, and that extra mid will go back and cover his spot as well. So I'm thinking that they will do a heavy tag today, I think, more to stop that run. And then that allows Boyd Bailey to maybe do his own thing as well.
I'm sort of thinking that there's going to be 4 or 5 Morwell players that are, in fact, the whole team will be saying every time he gets near the ball, you make sure you hit his body hard. And I think players like Tyler Hillier and the like, if given the opportunities, and we've seen this sort of tactic against Will Mitchell in previous games, I think he'll be not so much tagged, but certainly hit hard every time he gets the opportunity to be hit. So there's going to be a bit of everything in this game. Great attacking football, some great body contact as well.
Not far away from the Virtue Homes first quarter. Paul Carter's here, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute. Paul, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Daryl, gents and listeners there. And the weather gods have done the right thing by us. A beautiful day. I don't think Boxer said there was any breeze out there to talk of, so should be scoring to both ends. I'm expecting a pretty high scoring game. I think 13 to 15 goals apiece. Not much between them. I think Bairnsdale home by a goal and a bit.
Boxer, key matchups early. What have you noticed?
Yeah, Zach Anderson's gone to Macquarie. That's a tough matchup for me. A lot of pace there from Macquarie. Logan Austin has gone back as well, Scud, so we thought he might have gone forward. Jackson Burr started on a half-forward line at the moment. He's just in front of Logan Austin, so maybe he might play that role there. He nullifies him as well.
Well, here we go. The first quarter for Virtue Homes is about to get underway. The Ruckman East up against Burr, and East clearly taps that down. McAuliffe was there, and now he got wrapped up. There was Quigley in there as well for the Tigers. And we'll have another stoppage right in the middle of part of this Bairnsdale City Oval. East tried to slap it out, and Bailey grabbed it, and a quick tackle by Lockie Cloak.
It's a very congested forward line for Morwell as well. They're all playing deep, not leaving McDonald one out at the moment.
Burr tapped this one down, and Mitchell has it. We're going to have 3 stoppages inside 30 seconds. And, of course, they're using the outer circle on the far side of the City Oval. I'll have one more go, Rob Popplestone, to try and clear the area. No one can.
See if we can't do it now. Let me take over just for a minute, Scott. I'm really liking these tight contests as the handball comes out. Maybe this is our first opportunity. Lockie Cloak grabs ball, chooses to change direction where Tate Clay's provided an option. Runner came off in Logan Austin, gives the ball back, and the Redlegs venture towards the half-forward flank, skips through the hands of Jamie Dorr, who fights hard at ground level for a big boy, and the central umpire will eventually take control. So just a little bit of open play there in the opening minute of this game after 3 or 4 really hard-body contests to open up this big game on Gippsland Live.
East with a little death tap, try to get it to the top of the 50. Out the back was Harry McCall for the Tigers. Thumps one to half forward. Reading it, though, ever so well was Randall Stewart. And he's got the man that's been busy early in Clay. Finds him in the middle of the ground. Outer wing is Cloak. He'll hit him by foot on that left foot. And he's got some space, does Lockie Cloak. It sits for him nicely. Half forward. Has a casual bounce on the outer side. You sense the footing out there is nice and firm. Inboard handball to Vickery. Back to Cloak. Little outside. Check side. McCary. Coming back nicely was Quigley. Head over the football there. Was that man that we talk about indoor. Got around a couple. Had a little wobbly shot on goal. And missed it for a minor score to open things up 2 minutes in. Virtue Home scoreboard.
1 behind, 1 point to Bairnsdale.
So Zach Anderson to bring this ball back into play for the visitors. With the scoreboard to his left.
Looks like Boyd Bailey. Sorry, Poppy, but Boyd Bailey looks like he's gone to Mitchell at the moment. Is this one-on-one? Maybe. We'll just have to see how it goes.
All right. Anderson goes towards the outer side. He's got an option there, and he takes that option. Nicely done, Aidan Quigley along the line. Now the Tigers from half-back can be dangerous. Bailey, the bloke we spoke of, kicks long, uses the ball well. Hillier gets on the end of it. One-on-one contest. Using his body nicely was Longbottom to bring the ball back to ground, and off they go, the Redlegs. Through Tatnall, the half-back line, and he finds a winner he can, the outer side of the ground, and that player is Oscar Clark, the big man, takes the ball and finds a teammate. Nicely done to Jamie Dorr, the left half-forward flank. They go through the corridor. Can they find a winner? They can. And that's Josh Lando. who plays on quickly. They're inside 50, 1v1. In fact, the Tiger 2 came in to lend a hand, punched to the front of the pack, and the Tigers in bother. Can they manage to clear the area? They can't. Just at the moment, some good desperate work from the home side to keep that ball in, and they've done just that. Play on's the call. A kick for goal comes from Blenheim across the face, through for a minor score, and the Redlegs get their second.
It's 2 behinds, 2 points. We've played 3.5 minutes on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
Blenheim's brought the ball inside 50 twice now. The first kick initially before this contest, he was really disappointed in the way the ball came in. So they're just got to make sure they lower their eyes.
Cooling has in the back pocket, little chip kick to Bailey, just at his toes, but he's got some time to turn and deliver towards Gray, who can fly too deep, can't complete the mark. Linton, forward handball. There was Byron Vickery and Kieran as well, who kicked it straight into the man who came and closed with Harry McCall. And we've got a boundary throw in right in front of us. 4 minutes in to this first quarter. It is a 2-point margin in favour of the Redlegs. The ball comes back in, tapped straight down. Harvey with a quick kick, top of the 50 that goes. Sun in their eyes. Cooling can't complete the mark. Mitchell was there, squeezed a handball out wide to Dorr. He's been busy, quickly wrapped up in a Quigley tackle. And the umpire said, my ball. Quigley wanted the hold in the ball.
So Walsh has gone to Mitchell now too, Scud, but the fact is that I saw him lagging behind Mitchell in that contest at the moment. So just from a bit of a learning curve there for Walsh, he needs to get a lot closer.
And we'll just work out who that midfielder is that's dropped back for you.
All right, so Aidan Quigley could be that person who's gone
away from Walsh. So Walsh goes in, Quigley comes out. So it's a good little move there too, because Quigley can play well off half-back.
All right, back in the centre of Bairnsdale City Oval. Quick kick forward for the Tigers. They've got some run. Bailey on the end of it. Inside 50. Good leg. Found a teammate, and that teammate is Cody McDonald. He's within range, but only just. He goes short. The lead's on. Well, too much room. An open goal coming up. It could be for Burr. He goes bang. And we've got the first motor of the afternoon.
So a great build-up too then by the Tigers. And one thing about what you do here at Bairnsdale Main Oval is that you've got to use the corridor. I think because it's such an open, wide ground, you can defend wide and bring the ball back in, but once you get that penetration through the middle of the ground, you really can hurt sides on the hop. And Morwell just did that beautifully then through Boyd and through the setup through their transition.
And Morwell will take the lead at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter on the Virtue Home scoreboard. They are 1 goal straight 6, leading Bairnsdale 2 behinds 2 points.
So back to the middle with the footy. And you'd expect East and Burr, that's Charlie, to do a lot of the ruck duties this afternoon. And the midfield group, I think for the Tigers, won't change between Quigley, McAuliffe and Bailey in this middle of the ground. Tapped down by Burr. There is Bailey. Lost it from Harvey with a strong tackle. Burr has to go again at ground level. Shrugs the tackle. Gives it nicely to McAuliffe. Nice little tackle. Does he get a handball away? No, he doesn't. Coming the other direction. Nicely done with Blenheim, but he coughed it up. McFarlane gave it to the runner in Brandon Bailey. 60 metres out. Drives it inside forward 50. Longbottom's there. So's Hillier. And Hillier takes the mark just in front as Longbottom just got confused which way the ball was going to drop. And Hillier swooped on it, took a mark directly in front.
Yeah, good pace by the Tigers. They've just used the biggest asset is their feet, and especially in these conditions. Hillier is going through a purple patch at the moment. His form's fantastic. Hopefully he can finish his off.
So no angle to speak of. 25 metres out. Hillier, right foot on its way, puts it over the goal umpire's head. And the Tigers have got 2.
Yeah, first couple. Again, set up through the midfield. McAuliffe again. I like to see the ball inside the middle of the ground. You know, we could question his inconsistency, but at the same time, when he wins the ball the way he does like that and he's ferocious at the ball, it makes the opposition opponents sort of think twice before they go through the ball as well. So a nice little set up there by the Tigers.
And Morwell now lead by 10 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard. We've played 7 minutes in the first quarter. The Tigers are 2 straight 12, leading Bairnsdale 2 behinds 2 points.
Something like 5 or 6 rotations off the bench in the opening 6 minutes. The Tigers starting to put some pressure just on Bairnsdale's thinking and their matchups, and it's starting to show as the ball's thrown up, and the umpire, after a good contest at ground level, takes the ball from Lockie Byrne-Jones on the bottom of the pack, and he'll ball this one up. Well done to Charlie Burr, holding him in. Now a quick tap forward. The Tigers win that one. Can they find a winner beyond that? They can't. Aidan Quigley and Lockie Byrne-Jones again. So 2 players you'd expect to have an impact are having an impact. East had front position. Neither ruckman got a clear tap, and at the end of the day, the umpire says, listen, I'm going to ball this up, but we've got to find some room.
Seen a bit of this, haven't we?
Yeah.
Free kick
pulled out, as you'd expect. Is that McDonald it's gone to?
Cloak.
It is, thank you.
So Lockie Cloak on the wing comes inboard to a muddy area of the Bairnsdale City Oval. Not too many of them, but this is one right in the middle of the ground. He gets called to play on quickly. The defender can't go with him. Kicks it open. So Dawes been very handy early. Just drops that mark. Clark was there, shuffled it out. Cohen Campbell taps it to himself. He's got a couple of Redlegs defenders, and Dawes just slams him into the ground. And you'd think that would be the slick tackle they want to get rid of. No, the umpire says. Thoughts, Boxer?
Yeah, it was quite questionable there too. I feel for the Bairnsdale player because I definitely would have thought it would have been.
So ball up right in front of the opposition coach's box. East gives a handball to Burn-Jones, kicks around the body. Tyler Brown had 2 goes at it, couldn't complete it. Linton was wrapped up there in a tackle from Clark.
Do you think the umpire might have been blindsided by that pop?
Look, possibly. Possibly. We had a clear shot on it, and there was a bit of aggression towards it. I think it was line ball. Unsure, then happy with the call. Inside forward 50 now. Tried to thread one through, did Cooling. Now on the end of it, Bairnsdale through young Jesse Bills. We've played 9 minutes. Not sure we've called McGarry in any way, shape or form. So at this stage, he's not an option. And that's not a great start because after 8 goals here a fortnight ago and 0 last week, he'd want to get on the board early. The home side, inside their forward 50, kicking to the right of Radio, trailing by, well, it says 11 points on the scoreboard. My recollection is 10 points. Lockie Burn-Jones gets the free kick at the bottom of the pack. And he'll have the first opportunity, a really good opportunity after being hit high, to put the Redlegs on the scoreboard with significance. 45-degree angle, and he'll kick from about 45 metres out.
The umpire must have eaten his Weet-Bix this morning, the boundary umpire, because that was a 30-metre throw-in.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Very often, it was very good.
Paul Carter, scoreboard says 1 behind. Is it 1 or 2?
2.
It is 2 behind. Thank you.
Goals.
For those people that are at the ground and see the scoreboard, 2 behind to 2 goals. Home side trails, but the kick from Lockie Burn-Jones, can it edge them closer? It can, but only by 1 more point again.
So Morwell leading by 9 points on the Virtue home scoreboard. 2 goals straight, 12 to Bairnsdale, 3 behind, 3 points. 10 minutes played first quarter.
Anderson, who has the duties as a defender on the dangerous Braden McCary, has the kicking duties as well. Goes to the outer side. Musil is the target. Spoil over the back. That occasion was from Lando. And then a little bit of a fight for it on the outer side between Cooling and Corbett, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Hey, Nick, can you just scratch me on the right shoulder, please?
Yes, mate. Just down below a bit.
No, in the middle a bit more. Down, down, across.
I'll just keep it to a quiet minimum if you can, please, Poppy. We've got a game on here as the Tigers lead by 9 points from the stoppage. Brown at ground level. Walsh is there. Little quick handball for Harvey to Cloak. Inboard kick to a dangerous spot for the Tigers. Going back with a flight. Cooling couldn't complete the mark. Has to fight hard with Wetherill. Pops out. Now Anderson gives it to Cooling. 1-2. Gets it back by hand. Now Brown was there. McFarlane going to go by hand. Out wide. Might be picked off. Corbett is the one. Can he keep it in the field of play? Yes, he does. He tries the miraculous banana. And it's through for a minor score. He didn't like that box.
He didn't. And I think Tyron Reeves was in the goal square saying, why don't you find him with me?
And it is now 4 behind, 4 points to Bairnsdale, 2 goals straight to Morwell.
All right, so Bailey gets the kick in from full-back, finds a teammate, and that is Aidan Quigley, who goes short and finds another teammate in Judah Leak. Half-back to half-forward, blink of an eye, and they're moving the ball well, this visiting side. Tom Gray now. Is there an option to cut through? There is. Nicely done, finds Sam Walsh. They're still 75 from home on the left half-forward flank. Musil, wake up! Been spoken to by his runner, didn't have eyes on the ball, and the ball nearly hit him in the head. He had his back turned. Could be costly. Redlegs go forward. Bad mistake there as Morwell stand tall. Last line of defence. Nicely done by Cody McDonald. Grabs ball, feeds it over the top, and off they go. This time Blake Cooling dodges around cleverly. Goes along the line, finds a teammate. Well done as Boyd Bailey presents again.
Gives it back to Cooling, just at his toes, and left it behind. Cloak now gives it to Vickery. Vickery goes to half forward. Can find Harvey over the top by hand. Tyron Reese is on his own. He's 60 metres out. And he finds, at the toes of McCary. He taps it. The Tigers have got all the numbers. Anderson will give it out the back to Archie Grant, but he's got no one ahead of him. Absolutely no one. So Grant has to go backwards and switch it across the field, and beautifully done. And can find Cooling at centre half back. He goes in the middle of the ground. Good kick to McFarland out wide. Now they've got some space. It's Leak. He's got inboard numbers everywhere, but goes to the one-on-one in McDonald, and he's going to win himself the free kick for holding the man.
Yeah, it was a great little setup there by the Tigers as well. Just their decision-making earlier than that wasn't very good.
McDonald drives at the Cohen Campbell, 2 bites and takes the mark 40 metres out.
When they use their vision properly, the Tigers are very dangerous on transition through the defensive 50 as well. So they were very good from back. Archie Grant was the one that really set it up well. He cool-minded as well inside his defensive 50 to go corridor, quite dangerous.
He had no one down this side.
Nowhere
though,
at all,
smart.
so it was very, very clever.
So Cohen Campbell, slide angle. Tigers lead it by 8 at the moment. 13-minute mark of this first quarter. 45-metre kick on its way. Missed it. And a minor score kept it to the far side. Paul Carter, Virtue Home scoreboard. Don't forget to keep your eyes peeled for the new Virtue Home Display Village opening soon later this year.
Morwell has a 9-point lead at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter, 2-13 to 4 behind 4 points.
So the coach, Logan Austin, brings the ball back into play to Lockie Byrne-Jones. That's LBJ to you and me. Just short of right half-back flank. He's got a short option, chooses that option in long bottom. That's Hugh, long bottom. Looks inboard. Morwell cut them off nicely at the moment. Risky kick. 1 in front of 3. Won't always pay off and didn't. McFarlane kick to the top of the square. Don't tell me it's a walk-in goal from Brandon McDonald.
What a great kick in there too by McFarlane, because he had 3 options and he could have gone actually shorter to his teammate was 30 out straight in front and had the brilliant awareness to kick it over the top where Brandon McDonald found himself on his own. And this is what the Tigers have done very well so far this quarter, is that quick thinking, quick use of the ball has really given them those first 3 goals.
And it is a 15-point lead at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Morwell ahead, 3-1-19 to Bairnsdale 4 behind 4 points. Virtue Home scoreboard.
Big moment, all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club for a limited time. The 6th tap, they've changed, Boxer. They've got the Bilson's Twister, if you don't mind.
Nice.
A hurricane of fruity flavour that packs a punch. That is at the Morwell Bowling Club. Bairnsdale need to get a wriggle on.
They do too. They could do with a fruity flavour of Hurricane Punch or whatever that 6th tap was, because at the moment, although it's 4 scoring shots to of each of them, certainly Morwell have looked a lot better as Bairnsdale now attempt to bring up their first major. McCarry tries to break it down and then waits for McCall to go to the ball rather than hitting the ball hard, and now they might be out of bother again. They've worked it out beautifully. McDonald goes, gives Grand to McCall. He gives Grand also, and the Tigers have worked it out beautifully, showing some maturity from some of their more inexperienced players. But unfortunately, McCall's kick just off the instep and in front of our Gippsland live commentary position goes over the boundary line and out of play on the full.
Yeah, Tatnell brings it back in, finds Lockie Byrne-Jones. He's one of those players you have to say his full name. He goes to Longbottom, but you don't need to say his full name. And then he goes inboard to Clay. Centre half back, the Red Legs. They're switching it across the outer side. Randall Stewart breaks for him. He's back in his defensive 50 though. He fumbles the mark. He's going to come back to the near side now. And another kick, but they haven't gained anything. Does it land just in the hands of Tate Clay? And now they might just go a little bit slow. They go back to the other side. Can find Cooper Harvey. But still, they're in their defensive 50. The Morwell press is very good. A squaring kick. Long bottom, 1 take. He's fumbled it and just got it through the hands there of Gray. Now Austin, he's usually a good user of it, and they do. Now they find a little bit of space. Byrne-Jones finds Dorr, gives it inboard to Stewart. This is better from the Red Legs. Inside forward 50. What's it like? It goes over the back. Reese, 1-2 grab. And I think you'll find it's Blenheim.
Yeah, I'm not sure, before he plays on, I'm not sure the build-up for Bairnsdale really impressed me then too. They just made a lot of silly decisions, even though it worked out for them to get
short
inside
option.
50.
Oof. And that was Vickery, the defender, rolling in.
But we've seen their transition footy being better than that in the past. So Blenheim now needs to finish this off and start getting the things in motion for Bairnsdale.
So from 48 metres out, thumps his left foot into it, wants it to work from left to right. I think you'll find it does just that. And that's what the Red Legs needed. At the 17-minute mark of the first quarter, they get their first through Blenheim.
They really did, Scott, and they had to work hard for that one too. And they've obviously taken 18 minutes to get their first. But again, it could have been a disaster for them too. It ended up not being one, but it could have been one, and they could have easily have cost themselves another goal. But now it's back in their favour. Let's see how they go on from here.
Morwell leading by 9 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard. We are at 17-minute mark of the first quarter. Morwell 3-1-19, leading Bairnsdale 1-4-10.
The way Bairnsdale worked that out, it was like a training drill, but they found it hard with opposition. So it looked good on a Tuesday or a Thursday, but in reality on a Saturday, it was hard work.
All right, big ruckman in Burr, handballs forward to McFarlane, gets it back to League, shrugs the shoulder, gives it to Burr, he handballs again out wide. He's got a teammate out there in Brandon Bailey. Inboard to the big fella again. Burr's been getting busy. Big kick inside forward 50, Logan Austin. Well, is he playing a loose man at the moment? Takes the intercept mark, squares it out wide to Cloak. He can mark on his chest. He's got Dorr presenting for him. Doesn't decide to go there. Grant closed that option. He had to go short to Randall Stewart. And the Redlegs again will look to slow this down and hold on to it. Stewart in the defensive back pocket is going to square it up.
They're desperate to either change direction or work through the corridor, and it's just not going to. It just doesn't work. I mean, you've got opposition tonight. They're not witches' hats. Morwell go for. They've almost got a certain goal. If they get a favourable bounce, they don't. And tackled well. The free kick goes against Tom Gray, who unfortunately couldn't get it to work for him. And Longbottom takes the kick, goes towards the outer side, towards Logan Austin. As Scud told you, a good user of the ball, and this is no exception. LBJ, Lockie Byrne-Jones, changes direction from left back flank to right, and that's where East takes the mark, plays on quickly. The handball to Vickery. In turn, he goes inboard to Will Mitchell, and Will Mitchell threads one through to McGarry, first touch of the afternoon. Right half forward flank, looks up, can he find a spot up forward? He can't. The kick's been poor. In fact, the Redlegs have been poor going forward, and this is the price you pay as the Tigers steal it and run.
Yeah, they had 2-on-1, but Randall Stewart's effort down back was sensational. Now he dives on the foot. He's in all sorts of trouble.
Has to be dropping the ball.
And the umpire just sort of said my ball, but Randall Stewart, well done, 2 against 1.
Yeah. But he was almost using that ball as a pillow. He just put it there and then just waited for someone to wake him up.
So Burr with the tap down. He's done well. Mitchell was there. Gave it to Clay. His kick didn't go too far. Burr squeezed the handball to Bailey. To McAuliffe. Kick inside forward 50. 1-on-1. Cody McDonald's there. But who else? And Logan Austin does this very well. The third man up. Takes the intercept mark and releases out wide to Bills.
Okay, so Bills now has got a runner over the top, but he chooses to give 20 metres and go backwards to our man Lando, or his man Lando, his teammate, who now goes to where maybe he should have went in the first place and went searching for Blenheim, but that player was beat to the ball by the boundary, so in fact it was out of play in the full. So again, poor disposal, gives the ball to Campbell, inboard to Bailey, and Bailey, a good user of the ball from 55, top of the square. Can they find a winner? 1, 2 touches. Umpire says, well, absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And so no mark paid. He'll ball it up, top of the square. Morwell kicking to the left of radio and leading 3-1-19, and Bairnsdale 1-4-10. We've played 20 minutes.
So ball up, dangerous spot for the Redlegs. East taps it down, tried to clear the area. Running onto it was Lando, and puts a right foot into it, out to open space. Clark the target. Going to ground there was Bailey. Clark's going to swoop on this one. Nice little pick up, one-handed, and delivery over the top of the head, though, of Russell, and allows the Tigers in. Linton, inboard kick to Quigley. Quigley can square it up in the middle of the ground. The Tigers have got 3. Musil is one of those. Rolls with a right foot kick, top of the 50, straight down the coach's throat. And that's his opposition coach, though. And it was Austin who squared it out wide to Byrne-Jones. 2 bounces across half-back. Checks his kick over the top. Clay's there. Marks on centre wing. And they hold him up. Clay goes inboard with a chiseler to Rees. Can't complete the mark. Anderson missed the handball to Bailey. Rees goes again. The determination and effort from Rees is good. He doesn't have anyone to give it to. He had to go little short handball to Clay. Inside forward 50, turnover again. And Linton takes it for the Tigers.
I'm just worried about the next line for Bairnsdale. They're not running hard forward once the ball's out of their defensive 50. So Moore have got it really worked out at the moment.
They have too, and Bairnsdale trying to be a little bit too cute, to my mind, as Quigley gives the ball to Cooling, and Cooling goes right laterally and finds his teammate, and off they go from the half-back line. That was Judar Leak. His kick to Musil was okay, and Musil, he stops, he props, he finds another man in Blake Cooling, who's ran from the half-back line nicely. Inboard kick, diagonal, didn't quite find a teammate, and now a turnover. We've seen plenty of those as the Redlegs run, and they do it nicely too. Oscar Clark, can he find a teammate? He can. Here we go. Wow, dropping what he should have taken was Jamie Dorr, but he's got time to centre. Guess what? The kick's absolutely P155 poor, and there's a turnover, and Morwell get out of trouble again.
Yeah, Anderson outlet kick to Judah Leak, and he can take the mark. He's going to chip it to the wing. Burr's there, but closing his Vickery. Can't complete the mark. Cohen Campbell read it over the back. Keeps it in the field of play. Puts on the afterburners. Gets around the tackler. Drives to the top of the 50. No one can mark. Ground level work for the Tigers. Jackson Burr's got one, and he didn't like it straight away. He could have ran it a little bit further, but that missed everything by a long, long way. No score out of bounds on the full.
Wow,
Tigers lead it by 9.
Yeah, he could have made more than that than two. Jackson Burr. He did all the hard work and then threw that on the foot. P-I-5-5.
Just write it down. It'll make sense.
P-I-E-E.
So Byron Vickery, the free kick, goes to the far side of the ground. East will be the target, but reading it better is Leake, who has started well. Handballs backwards to Archie Grant. He lowers the eyes, got Cooling in the middle of the ground, finds him. They look for the switch continue, wasn't there. So Cooling right in the middle of the Bairnsdale City Oval. 23 minutes gone. He's going to thump it to a dangerous spot. Gray will be the target. No, he goes the other direction too. Brandon McDonald can't complete the mark. Going back, though, was Logan Austin.
He's been good back there. Last line of defence, the skipper goes towards grandstand side. Couple of options, one of which is Reese. Reese takes and goes very quickly, finds Max East. They've got grandstand side. They've got some runners coming off the half-back line. A wave of red legs inboard the go. McGarry, second touch of the afternoon.
No one forward.
No one forward at all. So he goes inboard to the muddy centre of Bairnsdale City Oval, where Reese provides an option, and now he goes forward again. That was Jesse Bills towards the outer side. They need to find something here, and this could be the something. Will Mitchell takes the ball just on the arc of 50, turns inboard, need to find something right here. They haven't done it for most of the first quarter, but this is their big chance, and they'll do it through Harvey, but he was taken to the ground. 24 minutes gone. Bairnsdale 1 goal 4. Morwell 3 goals 1.
Yeah, it's just the Tiger work rate at the moment. They're really, really hurting the Red Legs at the minute.
Balled up. Bailey got ball. A lot of bees there, and he finds boundary. There's another one, and it's going to be a boundary throw in 35 metres out from Bairnsdale's goals.
I'll quickly do around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the AFL. Port Adelaide 5-3-33. They trail the Brisbane Lions at 9-8-62.
So back here at Bairnsdale City Oval, a 9-point margin of the Tigers. Leake was there. Gives a handball to the running Brandon Bailey. Now gives it to Cooling. 1-2. Gives it back to Bailey. They've got some numbers everywhere. And they are. McFarlane gives it over the top to Cooling. Right in the middle of Bairnsdale City Oval. Inside forward. 50 out the back. McDonald's in a one-on-one. Taps it forward. Hillier keeps his feet. Well done by Vickery to give it to Stewart by hand. And the outlet kick just at the toes of Clay. Does he claim the mark? Yes, he does, just. He gives a handball to Stewart, though. He left it behind.
Good tackle!
Strong tackle by the Tiger forward. And we'll have a ball up. And that tackler was Brandon McAuliffe.
That's the difference when you run forward, Poppy, at the moment.
Yep.
Bairnsdale aren't running forward. The Tigers are, and they're running in streams. They are really hurting Bairnsdale on the transition.
Well, they could hurt them again right now because they've just done a beautiful series of handballs. A quick kick around the body from the big man. Walsh is offline, minus score. Their second of the afternoon, Paul Carter.
Takes them to 3 goals to 20, Poppy, on the Virtue Home scored. A 10-point lead over them all, 1-4-10, almost 26 minutes played.
Tigers leading. Straight down the middle they go to Austin, who gets it out wide. An open runner. Dorr has presented a little bit this afternoon. It sits for him. Burr with a strong tackle. And it's Quigley in the end. They're both wearing the orange boots this afternoon, but the strong tackle from Aidan Quigley. He's got Bailey on. Takes the mark on the wing. He's been good for the Gippsland Isuzu Ute. Inboard to Leake, who has also been very good. Gives a handball back to Bailey. Into Walsh. In the middle of the ground. Walsh can mark. It's frantic for the Tigers. They've had all the play, all the possession. Walsh's kick towards Anderson, who's got the job on McCary, but they find him only 60 metres out. The siren sounds. And the Tigers in full control, but margin is only 10 points at quarter time. I sense it was probably another couple of goals advantage to the Tigers. Bairnsdale might have got away with one. At quarter time sees Bairnsdale 1-4-10. The Tigers leading 3-2-20. It is Gippsland Live, right here from the Bairnsdale City Oval of round 11 of the Gippsland League, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
Gippsland League top 5 for round 10. Number 1, Thomas Campbell here from Sale. Getting the hand pass out of the pack and a lovely snap just bending that one home.
The Magpies, first attempt, and it's a beauty! Thomas Campbell.
And at number 2, Max Williams from Druin here. Another great snap, and again receiving the hand pass and bang, puts it through the middle.
In Max Williams, he goes top of the square. He goes better than top of the square. He goes through the big sticks for a...
Number 3, Caleb Corwin here from Mafra. Just keeps his eye on the prize, follows it up, gets his work, and bang, puts it through the middle. Coming in at number 4, Trent Baldy here from Moe. Don't worry about picking the footy up, just slap it on the boot. And he rides it home. Great goal.
Trent Baldy with a beautiful little death tap and just guided it onto his boot.
And at number 5, Shannon Lang here from Sale comes bursting through the pack, takes one bounce and another, then runs all the way to 50 and goes bang and kicks a lovely goal.
This Sale Oval and Lang reads it beautifully.
Here we go.
Takes one bounce, takes 2 bounces. He could take 3 or he can kick from 50. He kicks from 50.
Beauty! Shannon Lang. Yeah, I got a feeling that this is going to be a great game, and it's just lived up to that in the first quarter as well. The Tigers 3-2-20 leading Bairnsdale 1-4-10, a 10-point margin to Morwell. The Tigers got away with 3 the opening goals in 14 minutes of play, and then it was a bit of a stalemate. Bairnsdale started to get back into the game. Tom Blennon getting one at the 17-minute mark. Here's the key stats at quarter time. Well, thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute, that's Paul Carter.
With 1-4 to 3-2, 5 scoring shots apiece. The stats pretty well reflect that. 11 inside 50s to Bairnsdale, 12 to Morwell, 8 clearances apiece, 3 centre clearances to Bairnsdale, to Morwell's 2, free kicks to Bairnsdale 5, Morwell 3. A lot of marks by Bairnsdale, and I'm sure the boys have described that with the way they were doing that sort of tempo football. 40 marks in the first quarter is very, very big. 26 to Morwell, 4 contested marks, 3 to Morwell. The ruckman, not a lot of stoppages, although there were quite a few early on. 7 hit-outs apiece to Ethan East and Charlie Burr, with Oscar Clark getting 1 for Bairnsdale and Dan Musil 2 for the Tigers. For Bairnsdale, Lockie Byrne-Jones, 7 disposals, Logan Austin 8, all of them kicks, 6 marks across half-back to Logan Austin, 6 to Will Mitchell, 5 to Tom Blenheim and 4 to Cooper Harvey. For Morwell, the leading stat winner for them is Blake Cooling with 11. They were 7 kicks and 4 handballs. 9 to Berkeley McFarlane, 6 to Zach Anderson, 9 to Boyd Bailey and 5 to Aidan Quigley.
What do you think of those marks, Boxer? Obviously, a lot of those marks were in the back half for the Bairnsdale side where they just chipped around. And really, you'd say that of those 40 marks, I reckon at least 30 of them were taken in the back half.
They definitely were, Scott, and I think that's what really was the down point for Bairnsdale, because Morwell's pressure and the intensity was high, so they were forcing their error. So they don't mean too much to me on paper at the minute.
Well, we'll get some scores from you very shortly. The second quarter for the Moe Racing Club is underway.
All right, so the home side, Bairnsdale, going to the left of radio now. That's where Morwell had all the play in the first 30 minutes. Just repeating that quarter-time score, Morwell 3-2-20 and Bairnsdale 1-4-10. As the umpire says, take 2. And balls this one in quite a muddy patch of footy. East big thump, gains 10 metres. Nicely done. He's been busy too. His teammate in Jamie Dorr couldn't find a way through, but Boyd Bailey gets another touch, but only goes as far as a Bairnsdale opponent who goes short to Tate Clay. He waits, he gives, back to whence it came, and that player was Vickery, who goes to the right now. It's not pretty to watch, but at least they've got possession, and Blenheim hasn't been their worst as well. And in fact, he's been their only goal scorer for the home side. It took them 18 minutes of the first quarter to get there first, and now he goes to his right where LBJ, that's Lockie Byrne-Jones, short kick, finds a teammate also. So they've done some work to get to Harvey in the right half forward flank. He plays on quickly. He's going to threaten the forward 50. It's a sloppy tumble punt. Well taken, though, I've got to say. And a good mark it was by Dorr, who goes to the top of the square. And they need a winner here. They haven't got it well roved. Cooling's kick smothered. Keeps the ball in the area. Nicely done. A kick around the body. LBJ. The pressure's on. Morwell equal to the pressure. And can they clear the area? That's the $64 question. The answer is yes.
So Walsh gets it, handles over the back there to Brown. Inboard kick, numbers everywhere for the Tigers again. McDonald, it was Bailey to Bailey. That was Boyd to Brandon, and they kick to half forward. Hillier drops the mark. Stewart's there, goes down and wins it, drags the footy in again. The umpire, again, is favourable and says we'll ball it up 55 metres out.
That's the difference, Scud. Just that transition from defensive 50 for the Tigers at the moment. They're prepared to give the runner a go.
Metres gained is a key, important. McFarlane for the stoppage was good. Gives it to Brandon Bailey. Took on the tackler. Somehow got the handball away. Walsh said, I'll get on the end of this one and put it through to get the first goal for the Tigers in the second quarter at the 2-minute mark.
The hat goes off to Brandon Bailey. His first, let's see how we went round. 2 minutes here. His first 32 minutes of footy this afternoon has been tremendous off that wing. Just gives him that run and carry, and he just did it again then. But what he does, though, he uses the ball so well, so he gave it to a runner moving forward who gave him momentum, and Walsh just finished it off.
And that takes them all out to a 16-point lead on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Morwell 4-2-26, leading Bairnsdale 1-4-10.
And that's what it does too, though, because Walsh kicks a goal on the offensive side when he's playing a defensive role this afternoon too. So he's got the job on Mitchell. So Mitchell's caught flat-footed in the middle of the ground because he hasn't got the pace to go with Walsh. Then all of a sudden he becomes an acquisition, doesn't he? So Walsh becomes this really killer card. If you can run forward against Mitchell, there's another ace up your sleeve.
And how heartbreaking is that as a forward to have your mate as a team, as a defender, the other end of the ground, you get caught short, and it doesn't go unnoticed either. Ball back in the centre of Bairnsdale City Oval, flying high but way too early. Unfortunately, was Charlie Burr, so now Bairnsdale get the chance to go forward, but they've been breaking down around about here. Dorr overruns the ball, good enough to get a second chance. The kick, sloppy! It's a tumble ground burner, and it's pulled off nicely by Max Linton, who kicks to the boundary. The umpire will say, fair enough, boundary throw in, left half forward flank.
And, you know, going into quarter time, with only a 10-point lead, the Tigers, you would have been PIFF off as well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
With all that sort of stuff too, wouldn't you?
PIFF. Burr tapped it straight down to McAuliffe. Nice little work, handball from Bailey, inboard to Cooling. He's going to go back to Bailey by hand, and the left footer kicks it out wide to McFarlane, who ran onto this one, away from Vickery. He's going to twist and turn. He's going to come back on the right foot, deliver inside to Hillier, and hits him up on the chest. Too far out to score, you'd think, but I've said this a couple of times over this year. He's going to play on quickly, and from 50, lower the eyes and hit up a leading McDonald, who drops the mark he should have taken, Cody. His second effort's going to be good, although Vickery wraps him up in the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up 49 metres out.
Well, a few things happened then. The kick into Cody was absolutely brilliant. I think Cody McDonald was shocked that he had 4 Bairnsdale opponents around him, and he still had a chance to mark it.
He did, so inside forward 50 again. Morwell just working harder. Ripped off the top of the pack by Brandon McAuliffe, just to the right of the big sticks. And that's another minor score. 3.25 minutes, Paul Carter, into this second quarter.
4-3-27 Morwell, a 17-point lead over Bairnsdale, who are 1-4-10.
Moe Racing Club scoreboard, save on meals, drinks and race day entry. Become a member today. And obviously reciprocal rights at Club Eastwood up here in Bairnsdale. As Longbottom got it inboard to Blenheim. Still in defensive 50 though, the Redlegs. They trail by 17 points into the second quarter. Back to Longbottom. And now he's going to wheel and go. Outside 50, kick to Clark, and good hands. We've liked what we've seen from this youngster. And Oscar Clark, he's going to come inboard with a kick, but turn it over. Cooling's there to put one hand down. Goes and gets the footy again. Bills is there for company. They close in on him. And the umpire says, my ball, we'll ball it up.
It's just a high risk game they're playing. High possession, high risk, and unless you're perfect.
But it's high risk because their skill level isn't great.
No, exactly.
So Morwell's skill level is a lot better than what theirs is at the minute.
All right, so out of side of the ground and Morwell into attack. They're just working harder. I mentioned it before, but it's obvious now, even 4 minutes into this second quarter. They're still well in touch. It's 5 scoring shots to 7, but Morwell just look a little more accomplished. Left half forward flank is where the ball is. Morwell into attack. I thought a free kick. Play on the call. East. A check side gains 40 metres, dropping the mark at half back line though. For Morwell was Maxie Linton, and the ball stays in the Bairnsdale area. That's around centre half forward. They're still 70 metres from home.
This is a concern for me though. All the play has been, 95% has been the Tigers. It's only a 17-point margin.
Oh, yes, this is well and truly open, this game still. A goal or two can change it quickly, and they go forward to Bairnsdale, and this is a big chance. Can they get an opportunity here? They can't just at the moment, but they might through LBJ if he gets a bounce. He gets the bounce. Can he run around? He can run around. Can he find a teammate? He can find a teammate. 3 questions, 3 answers, and on the end is Cooper Harvey.
Yeah, great questions too, Pop. Just before he has a go there too, but great work by LBJ. He could have actually blazed into an open goal, but chose just to put it in front to a better advantage and a better option right now.
All right, the chance to get their second goal of the afternoon will fall in the hands of Cooper Harvey. More importantly, it'll come off the boot of the same man. Left footer and straight in front. Bingo. Here we go. Game back on again.
And there we are. Now we're at an 11-point game again where Morwell's had all the control of the game right now. And again, one of those things that Morwell will be ruined right now. But we shouldn't be actually saying that they've got a chance here to lose it. They've just got a chance to win it. So they've just got to make sure they've got to take advantage of everything that happens right now. And right now, this start of this quarter, they haven't.
And as Boxer said, it's 11-point lead to Morwell on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard. 2-4-16 Bairnsdale, trailing Morwell 4-3-27.
So I've got some scores as well too, team, while we're waiting there. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland in the Gippsland League. Mafra, big, quick first quarter for them in regards to goals scored. 6-3-39, they lead Druin 4-3-27. Warrigal 1-5-11 to Traralgon 3-2-20. Wonthaggi 4-4-28 to Sale 1-1-7. And Moe 3-2-20 to Leongatha 2-2-14. There must be a bye in the North Gippsland Football League.
No, there's not.
No,
they're playing.
Oh, there's no scores?
No, okay.
Okay. We'll get back to the Gippsland Football League in a minute. Yeah, we're back to that again.
All right, ball back in the middle of the ground. As we said, it's an 11-point margin here. The Tigers getting the first, but Bairnsdale responding. It's big moments right now for the Morwell Bowling Club this afternoon, and working hard is Mitchell in the bottom of the pack. So was Quigley. No one can get a clean handle on it. Very sticky and muddy in there. Clay says, I'll just give it to Harvey. The goal scorer ran down from the strong tackle from Brandon McAuliffe. Physicality there from the youngster. And another stoppage 8 minutes in.
That's why I'm a big fan of Brandon McAuliffe. This is the sort of stuff that really inspires teammates around him when he does that hard bulletin work.
Burr with the tap down. McFarlane from the stoppage is good. Kicks around the body to half forward. Cloker's there with back with courage. And the youngster stood up. He's in contention to play in the Interleague side in a few weeks as well, Poppy. With a clearing kick like that to Stewart is neat. And Stewart has been busy this afternoon for the Redlegs as well. Got no real options. Going to be a kick down the line or down the wing area. And presenting on a long lead was Reese. Handballs inboard to Blenheim. McFarland is there. Right foot chisel is beautiful to McDonald. Inboard handball to Bailey's good. Chip kick over the top to Hillier. Can find him 48 metres. Turns around. Does he want someone to present to him? It looks like it. He's going to play on. And from 48, kick to the top of the square. McDonald's out the back. He's got a couple to contend with. East was one of those. And the boundary line was the other. And the boundary line wins out 9 minutes in.
He was just a bit late letting that foot go because he probably had McDonald, who'd worked really hard to get back inside 50. His kick was just a little bit late on the release.
All right, so Bairnsdale now under pressure, 8 minutes into this second quarter. It's been a game that Morwell have controlled in a lot of ways, but the scoreboard says they haven't broken free just yet. They're 11 points up as Bairnsdale clear the area from their backyard towards the outer side of the ground, and the ball spills to the front of the pack, but a free kick's going to go the way of Oscar Clark, who Scud likes the look of, and why not? He's been pretty good. He's kicking board to his Redlegs brother in Cooper Harvey. He kicked the last goal and he finds a teammate right now. Jesse Bills inside the centre square. He's got a couple of options to his left, one of which is one of the best options you'll find in Logan Austin, who turns and gives to Tatnall. They've gathered no ground, but they've opened up a little bit of space. Morwell pressing up nicely, zoning off them beautifully and forcing Bairnsdale to thread their way through. They haven't managed to do it very convincingly for a lot of this game, and at this stage there's a lot of possessions as Jesse Bills again has his chance. He plays on, kicks long, gets to within 35, 40 metres. Bottom of the pack, who's going to be there? It's going to be Morwell. They've been good down there. Can they keep the ball in the area or clear it? They'll be happy to keep the ball in the area, and the umpiring has been pretty good today. Not a lot of free kicks, and they call this one as a ball up 45 metres from Bairnsdale's goals and 45-metre angle.
So tapping it down was Clark at pace. Mitchell got it out the back to Blenheim. He goes further backwards by hand to Vickery, into the pocket to McCary. Good spoil by Anderson. Ground level McCary, we know he's good. And McAuliffe will take on the tackler Harvey and go over for a boundary throw in.
So far for Anderson. He's got the big tick at the moment. Very good support though from his midfield. But so far, he definitely has the cookies.
Second quarter for Club Eastwood. 11-point margins favours the Tigers. Can Bairnsdale find something from the stoppage? There is Anderson. Gives it across to McAuliffe. Gives it further by hand to Brown. Chip kick. Going to come back in, though. And Byron Vickery has it. He's a thumping kick. Will he try and finesse something or bomb it long to the goal square? McCary presents. He bombs it long to the goal square. It's 1-on-5. A big pack, and Linton, the defender for the Tigers, comes in and takes a great intercept mark. He'll quickly handle off to Cooling, and he'll roll out of half-back. Little chip kick over the top to Anderson was good. And the runners will come again. Brown was one of those. He might turn and give a delivery by foot to Musil. He's got a runner who's Cooling, who ran on. He's in the middle of the Bairnsdale City Oval. Inside forward 50. Kick to Hillier was spot on.
Nice work.
And the Cousins working in tandem this afternoon, and Hillier will go back. Transition footy at its absolute best there, Boxer.
It definitely was, Scott. And that's been their best part of their game today, especially that overlap run. But it was Hillier's lead, and the kick was just as good too. But the Hillier's lead, he ran across the 50 into perfect space. The kick was even just as deadly.
Hillier's got one. The Tigers need this one with all the momentum. Rocks back on it, pushes it across the face of goal. There's no wind to speak of, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Well, that's a conversation point at dinner table tomorrow, Scud.
Yeah, well, he was coming around for breakfast. He's
what the hell
been
was that?
uninvited. As Longbottom now will bring this ball back into play as a resultant out of play in the full kick from Hillier. Goes towards grandstand side. Bairnsdale got the numbers. They do it quite nicely, and off they go. Can they find LBJ? They can. And so right in front of our Gippsland live commentary position, you'll probably hear the activity. There it is as he goes inboard to Austin, takes another mark, runs 5, kicks 55, 1-on-1, goes out the back, the race is on. Who's going to win the race? I reckon first there for Bairnsdale is going to be Harvey. Runs over the ball, Morwell have been good back there. Can they work their way out? They've managed to do it for a lot of the game so far. Brown gives, they go through Zach Anderson, and the race is on, and Morwell lead that race. And they've led a lot of races today. This time Leak goes along the line. The kick, though, falls in the arms of an opposition player. His name's Randall Stewart, who plays on quickly, runs 20, and he finds a teammate. He can, and they're going to go forward through Clay, top of the square. Don't tell me.
No, I won't.
He won't tell you.
Offline, and they edge closer. So Morwell, as they go forward, do it so much more convincingly, but Bairnsdale are hanging in there, Paul Carter.
14 minutes in, it's back to the quarter-time lead of 10 points in Morwell's favour. The Club Eastwood scoreboard sees Morwell 4-3-27 to Bairnsdale 2-5-7.
Well, Cooling brought it in out of the full-back area, but East was able to cause it, and it's going to go back in. Reese goes to ground level, ripped off the footy. Umpire says, my ball, let's ball it up. 25 metres out from Bairnsdale's goal.
A few people want to know if Darryl was very excited. I won't use those words that other people have asked. When Cooling went to Hillier,
yeah,
you're very excited
he was.
about that. Yes.
It was soon deflated when Hillier missed the easy goal. As Archie Grant from the stoppage kicks to the outer side. Dawes been very busy for the Redlegs. Goes to ground on this occasion. Now he's in trouble. Stood up. That's holding the footy. Although, is it in the back? The umpire said, no, it'll be my ball. I think when you go to ground and then stand up and get tackled, there's your opportunity. But anyway, umpires have been good today. Free kicks have been at an absolute minimum, I reckon.
This quarter, 1.
Yep. Linton with a big tap down. Clay was there. Handballs across to Reese. Kick around his body. Caught a little bit skinny. 2-on-1. Favours the Tigers. Comes to ground level though. Little quick kick from Bells. Up and down. In a mine shaft. Stays in the field of play somehow. From point blank range, misses everything. We've got a boundary throw in the other side of the ground.
So, Scott, when you get deflated like that, though, too, in those exciting moments, there is medication for that.
Is there?
There is, buddy.
What's it called?
Oh, I don't know. I know the colour.
Ball to be thrown back in. Bairnsdale need to make the most of this. Musil clears the area. Kick. Arc of 50. 2 players contest the ball. Gee, he claimed the mark there. Not sure it was there, but doesn't matter what I think. Vickery got the mark from the umpire. And he'll kick from 55. But they tend to be just blasting away here, and Musil's going to get the opportunity to bring this to ground. But East took the mark. Musil didn't make contact. And there'll be a perfect opportunity for the big man for the Redlegs to edge as close as they've been for about 25 minutes.
I'm not sure who it was, but through our effects mic, you could hear yelling out, Easty, Easty, Easty. They wanted the ball to go to East.
Yeah.
From the boundary line. I'm not sure if it was Barry Mitchell or not, but that's clearly where they wanted to go, and it ended up there.
Yeah, so the big man, I'm not sure he'd be my first choice, but it doesn't matter because off the boot, that looks pretty bloody good. The big man's done very well. Good work, Ethan East. And all of a sudden, Bairnsdale have said, here we are, we're back.
Yeah, East has had a phenomenal year, especially now he's got the main duties in the ruck now too, so he carries a big workload for this young red-leg side as well. So, but we've known him as a forward too, so doing that, what he's just done now, was a great finish off for young East.
5-minute mark of the first quarter, Poppy, when they were 4 points separated, and that was when Morwell took the lead. It's 4 points ahead to Morwell on the Club Eastwood scoreboard at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. 4-3-27 to Bairnsdale 3-5-23.
While one East puts a goal through, their cousin in Max East comes off with a bit of a groin injury. Concerns for the Redlegs.
Ball thrown back up. Musil thrown to the ruck at the same time. Gets the handball away. Clears it nicely. Quick hands it was. It came from Quigley. And they go short from McFarlane. And they find Leake left half forward flank. Inside forward 50. Not sure where that kick was supposed to go, but I'm almost positive. Oh, taken high.
Yep.
It was the Morwell forward. Couldn't quite pick him up. Was it Braden McDonald?
It sure is.
Wow. Well, maybe they went searching for him first, but he missed him from 25 metres. And then when he finally got to the ball, his head was ripped off.
And it was close to the boundary line too, so Tatnall sort of didn't have to give away that free kick because I think the ball was going over.
No, so McDonald picked up the head, it's back on the shoulders, and now he's going to kick for goal. Off the boot, looks not bad, goes thin side, and out of play in the full. Gee, they've missed a couple of chances in this quarter, Nick Licino.
They have, and they're just going to be really ruined this later on down the track if they haven't got a really good lead at half-time.
Austin chips it over top to Blenheim. He's got a runner out wide, and it's Longbottom. He goes short with his kick.
5 metres.
Yeah, and he finds Russell. He went short again. They're holding on to it. I think it is in the hands of Longbottom again, who ran on. They're just outside their defensive 50. He's looking to kick it back inside for defensive 50 there. Decides in the end to go inboard on the 45 where he finds Kieran Vickery. And at half-back, Kieran Vickery says, do I want to switch it? They do look at every occasion to either come inboard or switch it. They've been a little bit gun-shy this quarter because they turned it over in the first. So the kick goes down the wing, and it was a target for Burn Jones, and it's eventually going to trickle over for a boundary throw-in. So has that hurt them after that first quarter where they wanted to come inboard, they wanted to switch it, they turned it over and cost them a few goals? Now they're just a little bit gun-shy in doing that in the second.
They are. They are definitely gun-shy as well because now we've just seen it. Now Bairnsdale are starting to get a little bit of momentum moving forward. We're seeing the errors becoming from the Tigers.
All right, so Bairnsdale now will not give it up, and from the outer side of the ground they go forward. This time they do it through Mitchell, but Mitchell dispossesses him and goes towards McFarlane. Berkeley inboard, nicely done to Cody McDonald. The kick towards Hillier goes over the top of his head. McDonald's going to be the first player there. Stops, props, gives ground. That's rare. And gives a chance for a teammate to kick for goal. Guess what? Go on, guess.
It missed.
Guess what?
No good.
Out of play on the full again. Tom Gray missed everything from a standing start 30 metres out. Was it a point, was it?
Behind.
Yep.
Hey, was I seeing
hang on, no.
Well, actually, the Bairnsdale player thought exactly the same as you, Poppy.
I thought it was well out of play in the full, but anyway.
They've given it a point.
It matters not. Point, Paul Carter.
4-4-28. Morwell, 5-point lead over Bairnsdale, 3-5-23.
So Longbottom comes to the near side on this occasion. Target will be Dorr, and he'll fly in the front spot. Can't complete the mark. Gray was there. One little fumble. Kept it going forward. Tigers' way. Good work there by Corbett.
Nice.
Won it off the ground. Gave it to Burn Jones. No one down the line. Has to come backwards. Gives it to Corbett. Handballs back to Burn Jones. Little chip kick. Works out well to Clark. And Clark has it. He's got one over the top in Bills. Doesn't go there. Lots of changes happening in front of us in the boundary side ground as down the line they go. Litton can't complete the mark. Musel's there, goes backwards to Quigley. Handballs back to Cooling. He's going to look and have a little chip kick to Anderson. Nicely done. He's got a runner. Didn't give it. He's going to square it out the other side to Walsh. Walsh doesn't really have an option on the continuing switch until Anderson will get there after just kicking it. And now he finds him. Defensive 50. He's got it for the Tigers. Looks to come back this side to Linton at his toes, but completes the mark. Now the Tigers are in a dangerous spot with the switches. To Quigley. He's got one on the wing, but it comes off the side of the boot, and it's going to miss his target and go out of bounds. 21 minutes gone, second quarter for the Moe Racing Club here. Sees the Tigers lead it by 5 points. 4-4-28. Bairnsdale 3-5-23.
So the game we thought we might have, we're slowly dressing into it. Ball thrown back in, nicely taken from the ruck, and off they go. Worked Sam Walsh towards the half-forward flank. Bounced off the face of one, landed in the hands of the other. Tatnall's face to Brandon McDonald. Inboard it goes, top of the square. A contest, a hot contest. McCall taken ball and all, and there'll be a ball up consequence of a good tackle by Longbottom on McCall. Tatnall lost it in the sun, and a tip of the finger meant he headbutted it back to his opponent. But Muso could have had a contender for the Zambrero goal of the day, but they've missed another gettable goal.
One goal the difference now. It's 4-5-29 Morwell on the Club Eastwood scoreboard to 3-5-23.
Another big moment, all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club. The mysterious sixth tap has a change. We've gone to the Bilsons twist up. Make sure you get in there as Austin goes straight down to Tyron Rees. And Rees has it at half back. Coming back from the ankle injury. Inboard kick to Tatnall. He was in a bit of strife last week with a hyperextended knee, Tatnall.
Bairnsdale's 70th mark for the match, so
wow.
71 now.
I'm going to tip that 50 of them in the back half. Here's another one. They kick it out to Clay. Clay's little chip kick. Finds Blenheim on the wing. Inboard they go. Back to Tatnall. Mark after mark after mark. Tatnall still on the wing area. Will chip it over the top. Looking for Stewart at his toes. Couldn't complete the mark. Second effort was okay. Wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire says my ball. Ball up, 22 and 3/4 minutes gone. Second quarter for the Moe Racing Club this afternoon, and it's a 6-point margin. Rob Popplestone on TRFM for Gippsland Live.
And Bairnsdale are doing it nicely, slowly but surely, working their way into the game. More in the early moments, at least for the first 30 minutes. Looked like they might open up this home side, but slowly some doors have been closed as Bairnsdale try to close the door on their forward 50, and they do it, but a free kick's been picked out. It's going to go the way of McAuliffe. And McAuliffe goes towards the grandstand side. The same side you'll find the Gippsland Live team. Goes from Walsh, short, to Quigley. Now Quigley's a little bit unsure as to where he might go next. So he's going to give ground and finds Archie Grant. Geez, they're falling into the same sort of game that we've seen from Bairnsdale at the minute. threading their way through. McFarlane provides an option. He's
been good.
A
really
tiger
good.
in the middle of a handful of red legs. He has been very good.
16th disposal.
Nice work. The young fella out the back, that's going to go, and Logan Austin will see it over the boundary line. So after about 5 or 6 possessions, they've probably gained 50 metres, and it becomes a 50-50 contest.
Boxer, what is it with sides that have a flow and a run on and all of a sudden go back into that sort of possession game? What causes that to happen?
The opposition. They just starting to tighten up a little bit too. Bairnsdale have actually sort of said, righto, we've given them too much latitude here.
Well, Burr from the ruck stoppage gave it to Hillier. Inside forward 50 to McCall. Can't complete the mark. It might just bounce for him. Second effort. Inside 50 they are, the Tigers. Anderson was there, the defender. They got all the numbers forward of the footy there of the Tigers. We've got a stoppage. And you're right. The Bairnsdale defence have certainly stood up. They've taken away that run and carry for the Tigers and forced them into possession game, which they're uncomfortable with, which we've seen over the first half of the year. Mitchell starts to get on the end of a few. Handball to Burn-Jones. Now to Cloak. Cloak's got East down the line, and he's also got the other East in Max. Max can't complete it, and he kicks it off the ground, goes towards the boundary line, and over for a boundary throw-in.
I thought Max East might be out of action for the rest of the afternoon, the way he came off 5 minutes earlier with that groin, but he's back on.
He's on Archie Grant, who also had some groin issues as well at ground level, so maybe they've just sort of had a bit of a chat to each other and said, this is what we'll do.
Yeah, and they're both doing it well. So as Big Burr ducks the head, busts through the pack, finds Bailey on the burst and Burley, and Bailey finds, Musil dropped what he should have taken. He's got time though. As picking it up, he's leaky, gives 20-metre handball backwards, finds Anderson. Anderson over the top, Musil, the 1-2. Good work, Brown. Inside forward 50. Good play, boys. Good play.
Beautiful work.
And so is that Bailey on the end of it, or is it Brandon McDonald? Yeah. Brandon McDonald it is, who's got one in the first quarter, but is one of the league's leading goal kickers.
The link-up play, the run
was very good.
Yep.
So McDonald from 40 on a 45-degree angle for a key forward. This should almost be bread and butter. Gee, they've missed some opportunities in this 30 minutes.
Morwell's last 3 scoring shots are behind, taking him to 4-6-30 in the Club Eastwood scoreboard. A 7-point lead over Bairnsdale, who are 3-5-23.
There is absolutely no breeze out there. The only breeze I can think of down this end of the ground where the bar is John Capobianco just blowing it across the ground because he's upset a few of those Tiger forwards. And they can't kick goals at that end. Randall Stewart now on the half-back flank. Handball inboard, going to be turned over. Bailey gives it to McDonald. Back to Bailey by hand. Chip kick beautifully done to McFarlane. Both those boys have been good this afternoon. And McFarlane looks up. Presenting options, going to go deep into the goal square. 1-on-1. Hillier's out the back. Doesn't quite get to him on the full. He's got some company. Bairnsdale defence is very strong at the minute. And the outlet kick from Lando went well to Burn-Jones. Inboard kicks a good one to Dorr. He marks and turns and wants to go slow. This is where you want the run from him. Handballs back to Blenheim. Left foot kick to the half forward.
Well, over run, the top. Oscar. Run, Oscar.
It's over the top of Oscar's head. He does run. He gets around the tackler in Burr. Turns around on a threepence and delivers down the throat of Tyler Brown, the opposition.
So Tyler Brown, defensive 50 for the Tigers with Bairnsdale's goals just 20 metres behind him. Threads one through, does it nicely to Quigley. Again, they're just working their way through. And now it's McFarlane, who's been one of the better players for the Tigers. Not sure of his options. He goes searching for Burr, but like Bairnsdale were doing for a moment, find themselves in trouble after overusing the ball. Nice tackle by Clark. Holds the ball in the area. Left half forward flank. Bairnsdale kicking to the left of radio there. Social room end. 26 and a half minutes gone. They trail by 7 points on the halftime siren.
Yeah, what a half of football. It has been, I'd say, 90% all Tigers. Bairnsdale have closed off the run, and the Tigers should be a lot further in front at half-time. But as it stands at the moment, it's Morwell 4-6-30. And we've seen this a few times over the first half of the year. Bairnsdale are 3-5-23. Both sides will go into the rooms at half-time, reassess and find out where the run will come from in this second half. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. We are from the Bairnsdale City Oval this afternoon for round 11, Bairnsdale Morwell. As we said, the Tigers lead it by 7 points at half-time. That's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 10. Number 1, Thomas Campbell here from Sale. Getting the hand pass out of the pack and a lovely snap just bending that one home.
The Magpies, first attempt, and it's a beauty! Thomas Campbell.
And at number 2, Max Williams from Druin here. Another great snap, and again receiving the hand pass and bang, puts it through the middle.
In Max Williams, he goes top of the square. He goes better than top of the square. He goes through the big sticks for a...
Number 3, Caleb Corwin here from Mafra. Just keeps his eye on the prize, follows it up, gets his work, and bang, puts it through the middle. Coming in at number 4, Trent Baldy here from Moe. Don't worry about picking the footy up, just slap it on the boot. And he rides it home. Great goal.
Trent Baldy with a beautiful little death tap and just guided it onto his boot.
And at number 5, Shannon Lang here from Sale comes bursting through the pack, takes one bounce and another, then runs all the way to 50 and goes bang and kicks a lovely goal.
This Sale Oval and Lang reads it beautifully.
Here we go.
Takes one bounce, takes 2 bounces. He could take 3 or he can kick from 50. He kicks from 50.
Beauty! Shannon Lang.
Oh, right, with the tipping. No, that's what they say. It's not what they told you. It's funny.
Anyway, I just thought
Brisbane is still inconsistent. Not so much that I don't think Port are good, because I don't. But Brisbane have been inconsistent here too. Like they went down this, like this was when their season things started. They went down to, I think they went to Canberra to play GWS. But they've started to come good in the last 2 weeks. You remember last week, 6-2 almost beat their own deal.
Yeah, it is a half-time wrap, and it is all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. Time to cut up and dissect the first half, all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. Everything you need to keep your yard tidy. And here's Paul Carter with those key stats in a half of football that will tell you that Bairnsdale like to mark.
Certainly do, Darryl. I don't think I've had this sort of number at half-time. Bairnsdale had the inside 50s that quarter, 11-10, although Morwell got theirs mainly late in the quarter. 22 apiece to half-time. Clearances went Morwell's way definitely that quarter, 14-6. They lead that 22-14. They've had 4 centre clearances apiece to half-time. How's this boxer for free kicks to half-time? 6 each.
Wow, that is sensational.
12 to there. After 40 marks in the first quarter, Bairnsdale has 37 in the second. They've had 77 marks to 55 to half-time. Even the Morwell mark tally 55 is reasonably high for a half-time tally. Contested marks 10-5 Morwell's way. Marked inside 50 Bairnsdale. Of those 77, 5 have been inside 50, and Morwell have taken 7 inside there. From set shots, Bairnsdale kicked 3 goals, 1. Morwell kicked 1 goal, 2 and 2 out in the full. Bairnsdale kicked 3-5, all their score from turnovers. Morwell got 4-3 from turnovers and 3 behinds from stoppages. The ruckman, I have to do this on the fly a little bit. Ethan East, 11 hit-outs. Oscar Clark, 2, up against Charlie Burr with 15 hit-outs, and Dan Musil, 6. The leading stat winners for Bairnsdale, the ones that we're following, is Lachlan Byrne-Jones. Another 9 disposals that quarter, taking him to 16. 13 to Logan Austin, all kicks, and that goes along with 10 marks to half-time for Austin. 11 to Tom Blenheim, 10 to Will Mitchell, and 8 to Cooper Harvey.
Just while you work through those more ones there, Boxer, just quickly on those marks, and Logan Austin across half-back has certainly been a key pillar for them, and he's been doing it all year. It's been no surprise of how Logan does play, but he's been great across half-back.
He has. He's definitely been that sort of, I don't know, that wall that they really like to really set up, and they do everything around him.
Sort of a quarterback, I reckon,
they do
back there.
it very much around him, so he wins the ball. I think the only thing that I really have a little bit of hesitation with that, as a coach, I like to play to his strengths. And I think the strengths for him is kicking long. He gets a lot of yards gained by his penetrating kicks.
Great second quarter again by Berkeley McFarlane. 9 disposals in the first quarter, another 9 in the second. He's got 18 disposals at the half-time mark. The coach, Boyd Bailey, 9 and 8. He's gone in at 17. Blake Cooling, 17 disposals to half-time. 12 to Zach Anderson and 11 to Aidan Quigley.
There it is, key stats for the first half. Your quick summation of that first half of football, Rob Popplestone. Of course, it is all thanks to Gippsland Mowers, your local blokes who service what they sell. They have everything you need to keep your yard tidy. They're the only professional Husqvarna dealer in the whole of Gippsland. You can head and see Hayden and the team today at Gippsland Mowers on the Princess Drive in Morwell.
Yeah, look, I know you blokes think that Morwell have been far more impressive, and the way they've gone about their business, I wouldn't disagree, but I will say this. The fact that Bairnsdale are 7 points behind and played the way they are, I put them in front, because I think there's a lot more improvement in Bairnsdale than there is in Morwell. And in the last 10 minutes of that second quarter, I felt as though Morwell was sort of playing the similar game to what Bairnsdale were for the first 40 minutes. And I really believe that Bairnsdale, if we see the sort of football that we've seen them play in previous weeks, can get even 5 or 10 minutes of that, the momentum of the game can change very quickly. So, in short, as impressive as Morwell have been at times, and they certainly have been more impressive than Bairnsdale, the fact that Bairnsdale have maintained touch and not been outstanding to watch at any really given period, I'd like to be on Bairnsdale still. I still think Bairnsdale, in my mind, will win this game,
all right,
even though they're trailing.
The Tigers only kicked 1 goal, 4 behinds, and a couple of out of bounds on the full in that second quarter.
And if they would have been 4 goals, I probably would have had a different opinion, but I think it's a mixture of Bairnsdale not playing well and Morwell not making the most of their opportunities up forward. And as you pointed out, there's been plenty of examples of that in that second quarter especially.
Bairnsdale kicked 2 goals, 1 in the quarter, and Braden McCary yet to open up his account as well. It's a good battle with him and Zach Anderson. Some of the scores from around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Big clearance on now. You can save up to 40% off ex-display and floor stock furniture as well at Harvey Norman Furniture. Here's Nick Lucchino.
Yeah, thanks, Scudman. In the Gippsland Leagues to start off with, Mafra, 8-4-52 to Druin, 9-5-59. So a big second quarter there by Druin. Warrigal, big leaders here. Warrigal, 8-6-54 to Traralgon, 4-2-26. Yes, they are.
Yeah, just repeat that one again. Are you serious?
Don't make me repeat it. My voice is killing me. 8-6-54, would you believe? Traralgon, 4-2-26. Thaggy, 8-5-53 to Sale, 4-3-27.
If you're just joining in, big signing, Nathan Brown playing this afternoon from Collingwood's 2010 Premiership team. Still a handy player.
Definitely would be. Moe, 5-7-37. They have a slender lead against Leongatha, 5-4-34. So there's the other one where the eyebrows should have been raised as well, because Moe's form last week, he couldn't have picked it this week either. You would have thought Leongatha by how far at half-time.
You wanted that response, and you got exactly that. As Paul Carter said in the pre-game, it is one of the most competitive competitions in the area, this Gippsland League. Continue on with Mid-Gippsland.
Mid-Gippy, Stony Creek, 8-3-51 to Tura, 5-8-38. More least in the match of the day there with Thorpedale, 5-7-37. 10-point leaders over Thorpedale, 4-3-27. Hill End, 5-5-35 to Tarwin, 8-6-54. Ballara, 3-4-22. Fish Creek, 5-3-33. And Yanar, 6-3-39 to MDU, 3-9-27.
All right, that is pretty much everything all dusted and covered. We've got a couple of scores out of North Gippsland.
Well, that's unusual because my page is not doing what yours is doing.
Maybe you've been blocked, but I can let you know that some halftime scores there out of North Gippsland. It sees TTU 7-8-50 leading Yallourn North 4-5-29.
That's the wrong round.
I can tell you me. I can tell you that
Sorry, I apologise to the North Gippy.
13.886 the leading Cower, 6.137. Rosedale, this is a bit of an upset actually, although is this one telling me final, Paul? No, it's definitely not final, but Rosedale 8.452 to Yarram 3.826, so that would be a big one at the moment in that particular game. And Churchill are currently leading Glengarry 5.131, leading Glengarry 1.410. Sale City have the bye there. Thanks very much, North Gippsland. Scores all done. Let's get to a break. It is halftime wrap, all done and dusted. As we said, it's all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. A halftime wrap with thanks to your local blokes who service what they sell. It is Hayden and the team down at Gippsland Mowers on the Princess Drive in Morwell after the break. It's the third quarter action of this round 11 clash from Bairnsdale City Oval. At the moment, it's the Tigers by 7. Thank you. Warrigal is winning, yes. Massive, absolute massive. Yeah, well, they're going all right.
What have you got your neck warmer, mate? You do? See?
You want to go to the fire over there? Hang on, don't get warm. Don't get warm in front of the fire. Then you go down to the sun. Catch up with Simon for a bit.
Simon can come over there. It's warm in there. What's this bit? What's this thing? What?
Yeah, when you're white,
Dad, come on. Oh my god.
Come on, what'd you do?
I just
Alright, come on, let's get you up. Do you want to sit by the fire or do you want to sit again? Ahead of yours.
Stephen? How you doing, mate? Good, thank you.
What'd you tell Tommy next?
Probably one of those ones where
There is so much on the end of this game that we're still going to see, I think, the best football ahead of us. I really do.
All right, I've gone with the Tigers by point, and I'm going to stick with it. I think if the Tigers play the football that we've seen in the first half and continue the run and carry, I think if they just get the entries inside forward 50 right, it has been an issue all year for the Tigers. Inside 50s hasn't been the problem, but it's the
finish.
conversion, it's the finish, it's a final touch.
Yep.
Whether they're not working together as a six, I just want to see them work that little bit harder to just give it to better players in better positions to have easier shots on goal, because at the moment all the hard work is just being undone a little bit here. So I'm going to stick with the Tigers, and we're about to get the third quarter underway. It was all thanks to McDonald's, the new Feisty McSpicy range. As the umpire will get us underway, it will be Burr and East to do the ruck duties as it has been in the first half, and I'll give it to Burr. Head over the footy there was McAuliffe. Shuffles a handball out to Bailey. He's going to barrel under half forward. Working hard is Jackson Burr. Sits up nicely for him. He swings and turns. The left foot kick. Does it find the target? And that is exactly what I'm talking about. And on the rebound, Vickery will go inboard to Blenheim. Back to Corbett. And Corbett's left foot kick to half forward. Closing there was Linton with a spoil. Ground level Clark gives a handball off. Picked up by Brown. Handballs over the top to Quigley. He's got a runner in cooling. Decide to ignore that and go by Boot to find Brandon Bailey on the wing. Kicks to half forward. McFarlane should mark and doesn't quite. Roved by Jackson Burr. Blazes away inside forward 50. Worked his play underneath it, did Hillier. He took the mark. Umpire said no. Gives a handball off to the runner. And that was McDonald. Couldn't gather it. And now they cause the stoppage. And that, again...
Why wasn't that a mark?
Yeah, I'm not sure either, unless it was touched on the way through, but... Geez, it was pretty hard work there by the Tigers to get inside 50.
And they're well inside 50 now as East gets the tap down. Can't find a teammate. Morwell vicious inside their forward 50 to keep the ball in the area. Reminding you that at half-time Morwell had a 7-point margin. And that's where it sits in the first minute of this third quarter. But they are into attack and wanting to build on that. Umpire might have gotten in the way. No. Good tackle by the Morwell forwards to keep the ball in the area again. They're just 20 metres from their goals are the visiting side. East got rid of his opponent, couldn't get hands on ball. Ball falls to ground. Free kick paid. It's going to go Morwell's way. I just feel it. Yes, it is. And it's going to go the way of Berkeley McFarlane, who's been busy today. He's been very good. And this sort of finish could lift him into the better players. He's also already there, but he might be able to do what a lot of his teammates haven't been able to do. From 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. The umpire moves marginally to his right and calls the goal. The Tigers finally get one through the big sticks.
Yeah, we had to wait a little while for that goal to get called because we're waiting for McFarlane to give us the acknowledgement that he'd got it because the umpire had moved a fair bit. But just that build-up. But a couple of little areas from Jackson Burr, he was instrumental in all that. But the first part of it, though, his kick inside 50, where Scud was pretty critical on it as well. The thing is, he probably had another option, so they've got to think about what they do when they come inside 50. We'll call it a lucky goal, or whether it was there or not, but McFarlane's been fantastic all afternoon.
It's now a 13-point lead to Morwell. They're on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, where the Tigers are 5-6-36, leading Bairnsdale 3-5-23.
Spicy chicken McNuggets are back at Macca's, and things just got a little bit more feisty as we're into the third quarter, 3 minutes in. And lots of numbers around the stoppage. We're not going anywhere. Umpires will do it again.
So Bairnsdale have to stay in touch. They can't afford to be 4 or 5 down going into the last quarter. They can't be any more than 3 behind, and they'll have to do some hard work to keep themselves in this.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon up here in East Gippsland. Free kick's going to go in the way of Corbett. Right in the middle of the City Oval, which is, all things considered, in pretty good condition, except for the little cricket wickets in the middle of the ground. And most of the time they've stayed clear of that. Corbett goes inside 50. Linton. And he does that well. When he's the third man up, he's certainly a good reader of the footy and can take the intercept mark. Outlet kick to Bailey. Chips it over the top to Walsh. Walsh turns and McFarlane presented 150-metre lead, if you don't mind.
Huge.
And got on the end of it. Hard work by McFarlane. Kicks towards McDonald over his head. It might just come off, although good work by Mitchell to give it to Vickery. Inboard they go. Now to Byron. Vickery delivers to half forward, and this time Quigley stands up, takes the mark. He looks to switch. He goes by hand, but he's been told to come back behind his mark. And Aidan Quigley this afternoon. His stats, Paul Carter.
That's another 2 there, 13.
Chips it to Anderson, who gets it further out wide to Cooling on a half-back flank. Got plenty of room. He turns and he wants someone to present. He goes towards Bailey, and he finds him. No, he doesn't. It's out of bounds on the full. And Bailey wasn't happy with it either. So the free kick's going to go Lockie Cloak's way for the Redlegs.
So Redlegs move forward towards half forward. They need 50. To make the most of an opportunity. There's a 50-metre penalty paid, just as Bairnsdale were going to run this one in with a bit of clear air in front of them. But anyway, they will have another opportunity here, but they just don't burn it. They've got to find more leading players, and there's not a lot of options up forward. There's one lead, and it comes from Blenheim. Can he find that player? He can't. Inboard, top of square, out the back of the pack. It goes! McCary, one of the favourable bounce, didn't get it, and nicely cleared by Morwell, and falls in the arms of Boyd Bailey. Goes towards the outer wing, and that's another Bailey, this time Brandon. So Boyd Bailey to Brandon Bailey. Brandon Bailey has the ball just near the boundary. Goes towards the outer side. Logan Austin got rid of his teammate, and he's put out one mitt and just reeled it in so beautifully. But in an attempt to go forward, he gave it away to Brandon McDonald, who also used one mitt, pulled it in and kicks inside forward 50. And that falls in the arms of McCall. McCall went searching for, couldn't find a teammate, and that was McAuliffe, just metres out from Morwell's goal. So, bit sloppy from both sides going forward, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the hook around kick from McCall that let him down then too. He had Hillier going towards the goals, and he had McAuliffe going away from the goals. So he tried to win it back to McAuliffe, and the kick just didn't work.
Sometimes you just sort of wait it to a nice little open spot and let your forward go to work. Although the dump kick's not going to come off, because the turnover goes to Quigley. He shouldn't miss from the top of the 50, but he does.
Wow. He
had a flying shot to minus score on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
More leading by 14 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 5-7-37 to 3-5-23.
Yeah, they've promised plenty, but haven't delivered a lot skill-wise, have they, Nick Lucchino?
No.
So Lando has it on the outer side, chips it over the top, and Cloak runs onto this one. Outer wing, has a bounce, looks to come back inboard. Stewart was there, kicks over his head. Yeah. And Walsh will be able to pick this one off. Take the mark.
It's both sides.
Yeah,
it's both sides, but probably more Bairnsdale at the minute.
Walsh goes to Burr in the middle. He wanted to give the handball away quickly and then coughed it up to Blenheim. And now Blenheim's got some runners. Mitchell right in the middle of the ground. Looks up. Kicks a high one inside forward 50 to open space. Clark comes out. Can't complete the mark. Play on to the umpire. Cooling swooped on it. Handball to Brown. And Brown will chip it over the top. Now the Tigers have got some run and space. It's Cody McDonald. Little chip kick over the top. McFarlane. Just the target just missed, and Ricky Tatnell takes the mark.
How many turnovers?
There was a confusion there from both the players too. I think McDonald should have called McFarlane in.
Austin goes straight to the middle of the ground where Blenheim can take the mark, get out wide to a teammate. This is Cooper Harvey.
So Cooper Harvey, left half forward flank, got a runner to his left, got an option inboard, goes inboard, finds Blenheim. Blenheim, a good left footer, usually uses the ball beautifully, and no exception to Stewart. Inside forward 50. This is where they're breaking down, and you can see why. The kick was sloppy inside forward 50. Top of the square, free kick paid. After 60 minutes of paying no questionable free kicks, we finally get one, and we get it where it hurts, right in front of the goals.
But I think we've doubled it, though, this quarter already. I think we've seen a lot of free kicks already this quarter. We've probably doubled what we had, the 6 at half-time. I reckon we've got 12 by now. Paul Cutter.
Are at 10, actually.
Close. Yeah. That was close.
So directly in front, Tyron Reese and Zach Anderson just worked his player off the footy without it, and Tyron Reese comes in directly in front, puts it over the goal umpire's head. The Tigers miss at one end, and the Bairnsdale Redlegs get one back at the other.
Yeah, it was that turnover at the half forward there when young Cody McDonald they had 2 options to kick to, and both players from Morwell were intercepted by one Bairnsdale player that was nowhere near the vicinity because the kick wasn't great. And this is what has happened now too. So we've obviously seen two free kicks resulting to 2 goals. We've just got to make sure that either side make their opportunities when they count, when they get them inside 50.
8-point lead to Morwell at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Morwell 5-7-37, leading Bairnsdale 4-5-29.
All right, back in the centre of Bairnsdale City Oval. 8-point margin. Game very much there to be won for both sides. And both sides need the premiership points as my man again in
Quigley.
McCall now went forward. Now Quigley. They give ground and find Tyler Brown. His left leg goes inboard. Risky kick. I thought taken. Yeah, the umpire pays it. Nice mark it was by Lynch, and he's been pretty solid. Plays on quickly down the corridor. Gives it away. Logan Austin sloppy. Logan Austin half-back flank. He goes short to McCary. You'd be happy with him getting the ball around about where he is because it's grandstand side wing, but he's got a short option. Finds his teammate in Lockie Cloak. Now at the right, half-forward flank, Lockie Cloak with the boundary 10 metres to his right, goes inboard to Austin. So Austin, he's got some options, but he's going to have to just thump it into the forward 50. Now he tries to work it through to Lockie Burn-Jones. Can't find that player, but he's inside forward 50. The tackle keeps it in there. Brandon McCall tackled nice by Tyron Reese. And 45 metres, 45-degree angle. Bairnsdale kicking to the right of radio, trailing by 8 points. 10 minutes gone, third quarter. Bairnsdale 6th, Morwell 5th. Umpire takes control.
I'll give you a quick update in the AFL before this ball's balled up. Thanks to Northern Furniture Gippsland. The Lions 18-11, 119 to Port Adelaide 6-8-44.
Wow, goodbye Ken Hinkley. Last chance this year. That's a disgusting loss at home.
Will be well. They've still not even 3/4 time.
I know that, but that is a sickening.
If one person,
disparity.
If someone would know, would be the South Australian Rob Popplestone, of course, back here, working hard at ground level. Tyron Reese. And over the shoulder free kick against McAuliffe will go in the hands of Rees, but he'll be too far out to score for the Redlegs. They've closed the margin to 8 points. And Rees has it. Well, I think too far.
You think it is a team thing when you scud?
Too far, surely.
Well,
surely.
I have written a few players off over the last couple of weeks, and it's come back to bite me. But that one, little chip kick. The sun nearly got in the eyes of Braden McCary. In the end, he just located it and took a mark hard up on the boundary line.
Who's going to write him off? Is anyone going to write him off from here?
Not a chance. And in front of the bar as well. And the boys will be up and about because they've been...
If he had more than the couple of kicks that he's had this afternoon, I would have said he's right to go. But no, not with your third kick. Your first real shot at goal for the afternoon.
No breeze to speak of. He'll need it to come back a little bit left to right. Braden McCary skips in, gives himself a little bit of room from 49 metres on its way. If you don't mind... hit the upright.
Never a chance. You don't
Never a chance. Never a
Might have
chance.
scored, Paul Cutter.
Taking Bairnsdale to 4-6-30, trailing Morwell by 7 points, who are 5-7-37, McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Morwell bring the ball back into play. They burst through the defensive 50, but cutting it off nicely was Cloak, and the umpire will assume control. Nicely done. So at the moment we've gone 12 minutes. The margin 7 points. Bairnsdale into attack. Only marginally, still 55 metres from home. East got the tap down. Now the ball's there to be won, and Morwell, they don't win the ball, but they clear the area by 15 metres, and they do it through Brandon Bailey before they find the boundary. So the boundary umpire to ball this one back up. Just forward of right half-back flank for Morwell. Outer side of the ground, Bairnsdale City Oval is the venue for what is Gippsland Live's match of the day. Cloak takes the ball off the boundary, throw in. He's taken in turn, and the umpire says, again, I'll ball this one up, as Scud Cooling tries to clear the area.
Half forward flank for the Redlegs. East with a tap over the back. Nicely done to Burn-Jones. Kick around the body from Harvey. In towards Max East, but in the front spot, Linton. Cooling was there. Took on a tackler. Handles over the top to Brown. He gives it back now to Linton. They dump it out the defence for the Tigers. They get the ball to the wing. It scoots to the back. Gray was there. Overruns it. Byron Vickery went to ground. Allows Gray to pick it up and swoop, but he just had a fumble as well. And the Bairnsdale Redlegs stand tall. And Vickery gives it to Harvey. Under pressure kick, goes through the legs there of Musil. Linton taps it forward. And we have a stoppage again at half forward for the Bairnsdale side. A little bit fumbly on beautiful conditions.
I was going to say the fundamentals have gone out the window at the moment too, because we've seen so many errors from both sides. It's like you're living in a matrix at the minute.
13 minutes. Margin sits at 7 for the Tigers.
Can you imagine Nick playing the role of Cano Reeves? No. Left half forward flank. Bairnsdale. Free kick goes Morwell's way. Maybe John Wick.
John Wick.
It's going to be Brandon McAuliffe. 13 3/4 minutes gone. Some of the energy gone out of this game because there's not too much fluency in it. Sam Walsh takes the mark. Right half back flank. Looks inboard. You'd say we'll go along the line. There's not a lot of other options. He goes short to Bailey. Or is it Leak? It is Leak. Goes towards half-forward flank. Newsall led the way, but East got rid of him. Nicely picked up by Cloak. Feeds it off. Well done. Tatnall on the end of it. Can he find a teammate? Well, I thought Tatnall had it then. And he's dispossessed. It's pretty sloppy to watch, I'll be honest. And it probably sounds pretty sloppy to listen to, but we're calling it as we see it. And at 14.5 minutes gone to the third quarter, we've only seen 9 goals, 13 behinds, and 4 of those have gone to Bairnsdale. They're 30, Morwell are 37.
Yeah, Blenheim tried to work from the stoppage, but driven into the ground from McAuliffe, and he didn't like the extra attention. Umpire said, I'll do it again. East up against Musil this time. East with some good body work. Head over the football there was Mitchell. Bailey goes to ground as well. Blenheim stood up in the tackle. That's holding the footy every day of the week. The big ruckman will get the free kick in. Musil will give a handball off to Cooling. His right foot chip kick over the top looking for Bailey. And Bailey might just get it over, although Corbett comes in to help now. Still in the field of play. Jackson Burr says, I'll put a tackle on. And on the outer side, 15 minutes gone. It's a 7-point margin. So right at this point in time, the big moment for the Ball Bowling Club. Next goal, all important for a limited time. The 6th tap is the Bilson's twister.
It is indeed, and this game's had a few twists and turns in it already. At the moment, 7 points to the visiting side, Brandon Bailey. Ball spills over, nicely done. Austin comes in to lend a bit of bulk behind the ball, but can't burst his way through. The umpire again. Had plenty of stoppages in this quarter.
I don't know if it's a game plan or not by Moore, but they like to push the ball wide first before they come back in. Brandon Bailey's owned that wing all afternoon. I see him, he's on the bench at the minute.
So only 2 goals scored in nearly 16 minutes of football of this third quarter, 1 apiece. Left half forward flank is where the ball spills over the boundary line. Again, Bairnsdale into attack. There hasn't been a lot of opportunities, and those that have been presented haven't been taken from both sides. Ball comes back in, East front position. Right fish gathers all of 15 metres and inside the forward 50 of Bairnsdale. For the umpire, guess what? Calls a stoppage and we'll see a contest. Tyler Brown was on the ground with Cooper Harvey. And both of those players join a dozen others around this stoppage. There's not a lot of room to manoeuvre as Cooling gets the ball around the body. Sloppy sort of kick. Did he deliberately find the boundary line? The umpire says yes.
Wow.
Well, from my eye, there was 3 or 4 players around the ball. And if he attempted to do that, it certainly bluffed me as well. But the free kick will go Bairnsdale's way. It'll go the way of Vickery, who will keep Bairnsdale attacking. 35 of the 36 players in the half of the ground in which Bairnsdale are kicking. Bailey ran into trouble. Nicely done it was by Brown. Brown gives off, and now McFarlane, left leg. Can he find a bit of room? He can, or can he not? No, Cloak goes in. Cuts it off. McGarry, handball over the top. He's going to go searching for East. East doesn't get the great bounce. Morwell responds. Geez, it's sloppy to look at. And it's still inside forward 50. Can they clear the area? They can't. Good tackle. Free kick. Bairnsdale got a chance to get within a kick. Nicely done by Will Mitchell. One of the few highlights in this quarter. But if he can finish, they can get within a point. Will Mitchell, 40 metres out. He'll kick from 45. On an angle less than 45, 17.5 minutes gone. We're looking over his right shoulder.
Huge moment of the game.
Exactly. They're kicking to the right of radio. Comes in confidently. He's been around long enough to make this, and he does so beautifully. Finally. Listen to the crowd. They're pretty happy. And I see Logan Austin behind, clapping and applauding and encouraging his teammates to say, we're in touch.
That was a beautiful leg by Mitchell. He would have kicked that from 40, but he just gave it enough air to make sure he cleared the line too. So it was a great finish, but that was sloppy footy from both sides.
Oh, it's been horrible.
Absolutely sloppy. So they really need to refocus here and bring back what they were doing. I know the game's getting late and a lot of players are getting tired, but it still doesn't take away what you set out to do. So both sides have to get this sort of stuff right.
1 point the difference at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has them all ahead. 5-7-37 to Bairnsdale 5-6-36.
All right, big moment. All thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club. The mysterious sixth tap is now the Bilson's twister. Back to the middle. The next 10 minutes might determine which way this game will go. Quigley in the front spot. Mitchell there with pressure. Quigley tried to handle out. Couldn't do so. Pressure on again. Umpire, no other option but to ball it up. Secondary stoppage right in the middle of the ground here. Beautiful sun shining up here in East Gippsland. Great to have your company on TRFM across Gippsland and the Valley. And he's trying to thump it out of the area. Missed it. Little quick kick there was from Cooling. Got it to centre half forward. Musil overruns it. Door there. Quickly tackled. Now Musil will give a handball off to Leake. He's got one over the top. Little chip kick to McFarlane. Doesn't get the required distance. Handball back there from the coach of Austin to Burn Jones. Defensive 50. Comes to the wing. It's a 2-on-1. Two favour the Bairnsdale side. And Oscar Clark's one of those. He kicks it backwards. Did he mean that?
Yep. 100% he did.
Gee whiz. Under pressure, found Logan Austin. And Austin just says, let's take a breath, boys. He goes inboard. And he can find Blenheim. He's got some run across half-back. Longbottom goes in the middle of the ground. Mitchell takes the mark.
50. Here we go.
50.
Uh-oh.
So Will Mitchell took the mark, had the ball tapped out of it from Cody McDonald, and they've got 50-metre penalty paid, and this will take him to about 25, 30 metres out, directly in front from goal.
Gee, it's a good 50 too.
And the Bairnsdale side have not led in this game.
They did.
Sorry about that.
First 5 minutes.
They led in the first 5 minutes of the game.
By 1 point.
2.
By 2 points.
2.
Now, though, at the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, they trail by 1. Mitchell comes in, easy as you like.
He
misses directly in front. That looked just a little bit too relaxed, Box.
He was very casual.
Scores are all locked up on 5 goals, 7:37 apiece. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. This is at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter.
So Blake Cooling to bring the ball back into play. Cannot make mistakes now. Scores locked away. Everything on the line. As these two sides are battling for similar positions on the ladder. They go inboard to Walsh. Still in his defensive 50, but 40 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. The kick was only 10 metres, I thought. The kick was paid, though. Blake Cooling took the mark.
Can I quickly just say they're playing that far side of the ground again. So it must be a ploy to attack that city end on the other side of the ground.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that it's paying off for them just at the minute as McCall has the ball from right half-back flank now. So,
it's
as we
slow,
said,
isn't it? It's slow for the Tigers.
Look at this. How many times have we seen them go backwards because they've got no other options? And they do it again. This time, Grant. They've gone back 45 metres.
They're going to continue on the switch, I think.
And they're going to switch now, and they're going to find Brandon Bailey. Oh, it's out of play on the full. The umpire's going to call it. He has. And it's going to go Bairnsdale's way. Free kicks, mistakes. Out of play on the full. Missed goals. You've got it all except the good stuff.
That was called by the actual goal umpire called that. If for the record, hang on.
Tyron Reese goes inboard, can't find Big Oscar. He fights hard to keep the ball 15 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. Nicely done. Aidan Quigley on top of him.
The last 9 inside 50s of Bairnsdale's run.
So they're attacking, they're knocking on the door, but just can't find anyone to open it at the moment. Can we find someone now? Burr gets a tap, Bailey clears the area, kick smothered. McCarry can usually make something out of nothing. A kick around the body, just a point.
Gets him in front.
At the first lead change since the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Bairnsdale now leading by 1 point on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 5-8-38 to Morwell 5-7-37.
So Cooling will bring it back into the field of play. He looks, he's got McFarlane on.
Oh,
he chips it over the top, doesn't quite get there. McCary put a hand up and then skids over the boundary line. And they're just feeling the pressure now of the Tigers' defence. The Redlegs are coming. They've kicked 2 goals this quarter, but it's enough to get them in front. They lead by a point. 22 and 3/4 minutes into the third quarter. Boundary throw-in. Burr tried to take it out of the ruck, left it behind. Then he tries to do some groundwork. Easter's on the bottom of the pack as well. Umpire says, my ball. And we'll ball it up 40 metres out now from Bairnsdale's goal.
I've never seen so many errors inside 50. So many errors.
They've gone into their shell. The run is gone from the stoppage. McCary on the boot, misses again. Just got to the outside of the ball and bananaed it through for another minor score.
2-point lead to Bairnsdale, 5-9-39 to Morwell, 5-7-37.
Well, the Tigers keen to bring this ball back into play. Weatherall runs to the top of the square and then chooses to go short again. Geez, it looked dangerous off the boot, but it was good enough for Linton to take and go towards the right half back flank where he found Sam Walsh. And so Walsh now with a little bit of space, but with Bairnsdale working back with a wave of players, going to make it tough. Nicely done, McCall. Couldn't take the mark. Handball over the top. Can they find a way through? They can't. McDonald, and that's Cody had the ball, but all players are beat to it by the boundary. So outer side wing, basically directly opposite the centre circle, the ball will be thrown back in. Burr, tap down. Who's first there? It's going to be Bairnsdale. Lachlan Byrne-Jones takes the ball and takes a bounce. Looks inboard, takes 2 bounces. Tries to draw a player and then kicks into the player he tried to draw. Didn't work out the way he wanted. Nicely done by McFarlane. Over the top of the big man Burr, the ruckman Charlie. On the outer side of the ground, takes the mark and then settles down. He wants to draw a player and then give it. He does and puts the player under all sorts of pressure. Gets the ball back and kicks 50 towards the half-forward flank. The race is on. Who's going to win the race? Not sure, but a kick off the ground by Lockie Jackson Bird to Tyson Hillier. Top of the square. And I reckon it's hit the point post. If it hasn't gone out of play in the full, it's a boundary throw-in. Yep. Boundary throw-in is what it will be. So right next to the point post, social room end of the Bairnsdale City Oval, 5-9-39 the home side. Morwell 5-7-37. Ball thrown back up. Or thrown back in. And Bairnsdale have got the set, and they've got the players, and they've got the room, and they've got the space to find a man grandstand side.
Yeah, Reese got it to Dorr. Dorr looks up at half back. He's got Oscar Clark. He dives down to the ground level, can't complete the mark. Good handball there was from Clay. Gave it to McCary, ran down from behind, and Judah Leake wins it.
He's been good, Judah Leake, hasn't he? He's been a real impact player this afternoon.
Leake kicks it high towards Brandon McDonald. He's got 3 to beat. And you'd expect he can't do that, but he might just get the free kick.
Yes, interesting free kick from the umpire, 45, 50 metres away.
Well, he certainly won the free kick, and Brandon McDonald's going to kick it towards Harry McCall, who's all on his own. Downfield or reverse?
No, it's a reverse. It's against the ruckman.
Put a shepherd on, as they call play on.
No, he shoved him in the back.
Shoved him in the back. Tyron Reese wins it, gives it to the coach in Austin, and on the wing, drives it inside forward 50. Going back is Linton. Drops the mark, no pressure at all, gives it to Cooling. He handballs to Brown, gives it back to Cooling. He's going to square it across towards Cody McDonald. The switch is on. Brandon Bailey has pushed really hard and he's going to get on the end of it. He can go to Quigley. The Tigers can build something from half back now. There's Quigley though, slows it up. He's going to come back towards Brown. He's got the coach on the wing if he wants him. He does. And he finds him by foot. They're on centre wing now, the Tigers. Plays on. Left foot chip kick to Anderson. We'll give the handball back to Bailey. The left footer into the pocket. McCall's there. Does it get over the top of the defender? It does. And Harry McCall takes the mark and slows things up.
Yeah, that's good. That's great work there by Harry McCall.
He plays on quickly though. Drills it into the top of the square. Hillier takes the mark. Gets dumped. That should be 50. Not in the marking contest. The man on the mark should be on the goal line. But he's not. So have I missed something there, boys? Because no 50 was paid.
Yep.
No 50 was paid. Tyler Hillier has taken the mark. He's been tackled after he marked it. A little bit like the North Melbourne Collingwood game last week.
You've just got to remove the emotion out of it though, Darryl.
Hillier after the siren. Important goal for the Tigers. And he gets it at 3/4 time. And the Tigers now get back in front by 4 points at 3/4 time. It's a big game here at the Bairnsdale City Oval as the Tigers lead at 6-7-43. A leading Bairnsdale 5-9-39. These guys are about to belt me in the head. I need a break. It's 3/4 time. We're going to game on. Stick with us. We've got one to go. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
Gippsland League top 5 for round 10. Number 1, Thomas Campbell here from Sale. Getting the hand pass out of the pack and a lovely snap just bending that one home.
The Magpies, first attempt, and it's a beauty! Thomas Campbell.
And at number 2, Max Williams from Druin here. Another great snap, and again receiving the hand pass and bang, puts it through the middle.
In Max Williams, he goes top of the square. He goes better than top of the square. He goes through the big sticks for a...
Number 3, Caleb Corwin here from Mafra. Just keeps his eye on the prize, follows it up, gets his work, and bang, puts it through the middle. Coming in at number 4, Trent Baldy here from Moe. Don't worry about picking the footy up, just slap it on the boot. And he rides it home. Great goal.
Trent Baldy with a beautiful little death tap and just guided it onto his boot.
And at number 5, Shannon Lang here from Sale comes bursting through the pack, takes one bounce and another, then runs all the way to 50 and goes bang and kicks a lovely goal.
This Sale Oval and Lang reads it beautifully.
Here we go.
Takes one bounce, takes 2 bounces. He could take 3 or he can kick from 50. He kicks from 50.
Beauty! Shannon Lang. Well, both sides are breaking away from their huddle, and it's a 4-point margin. The Tigers gained the lead back with a kick after the siren. Tyler Hillier put it through. 28 minutes that quarter went at 6-7-43 Morwell. Bairnsdale 5-9-39. Tyler Hillier becoming the first multiple goal scorer in the game. Paul Carter with all the key stats, thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
Well, Bairnsdale won the inside 50s that quarter 12-6. Morwell won the clearances 8-5. It's getting there. Main stat winners, we have Lockenburn Jones on 19.
Oh, back to the middle they go, and here's Rob Popplestone to kick things off for the final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers.
All right, Burr v East. East got the tap. That's important. Centre break, nicely done. Lockie Cloak's kick was smothered off the left. He picks it up and he's tackled just metres to the Morwell side of the centre circle. Only a couple of metres. So if you've just tuned the dial right now, you'll find that Bairnsdale 5-9-39, a trailing Morwell 6-7-43, and are marginally into attack as Cloak laid a tackle. And the umpire again, as we've seen plenty of times today, not a lot of free kicks, but certainly a lot of stoppages. Handball forward, more in hope than anything else from Will Mitchell, falls in the arms of Brandon Bailey. He gives to another BB in Boyd Bailey, and his kick is nice. It finds Gray for Morwell. They go inboard all. Bailey, I thought, stole it off his teammate and then fell to ground. They're making hard work of it, but centre half forward, they go inside the forward 50. Austin positioned himself nicely. Fed off the handball to Longbottom. Longbottom goes long. There you go. LBJ draws the player, gives it off, and Bairnsdale have worked themselves out nicely. On the end of it is Cooper Harvey. Looks up forward. The left leg of Harvey goes searching for McCarry, but he's beaten so nicely by Zach Anderson.
Yeah, it's been a good battle, that one. Anderson and McCarry. Anderson's inboard kick is a good one to Brown. He turns and looks, and he's got a squaring option out wide in Walsh. Half-back flank for the Tigers. Running on there is Quigley. He'll draw the handle over the top, and now he's got some space. One bounce. McFarlane now will be on his own with the overlap. Finds him, and he just slows it up, does Berkeley. He looks up, and he goes to half-forward. Hillier and Stewart. Hillier with some good body work. Takes the mark. He's too far out to score. Jackson Burr presents, goes over his head. Although Tyron Reese will come back. Drop the mark, though. Now it's in dispute. McCall taps it forward. Reese has to go back and try and mop up after he dropped the mark. Austin was there. Handball out to Mitchell. Mitchell looked this way and then goes back the other. And Cool under pressure. He found the option wasn't on the near side, was able to turn and get it out to Clay. And Clay got it towards Corbett.
So Corbett now, who I've probably been calling Cloak for quite a while, both wearing the headgear. On that left leg, grabs the ball, gives to Clark. No one out there that looks like him. He goes inboard. Back to Corbett, and here we go. Clark gets another chance, but he runs himself into trouble. The umpire says, yeah, have to pay a free kick.
No
Haven't paid a lot, but it's going to be to Morwell's advantage, and it's going to go the way of Hillier, who in the early minutes, and we've played 2.5 of them, and this last quarter has been pretty busy, as the umpire tells him to go back behind the mark. So Hillier, left half, forward flank. The Tigers, key to the rider, radio. Most of the goals scored, Paul. Can I give you a job to do to see where most of the scorers come from in the first 3 quarters?
Between the two big six?
Yeah.
I can let you know. Well, I'll get there in a moment.
Yeah, okay.
Leave the jokes to me, Paul Carter.
I just want to see if there's been a favoured end during the course of this. I feel as though there has been, but want to confirm it. East, big tap. As Morwell go forward. This is a good chance as Bailey on the wrong side for a left footer marks the ball right on the boundary and just 20 metres from the goals.
7 goals to 4 at the scoreboard end of the ground.
The end that Morwell are going to?
Correct.
Okay, so it has been the favoured end. I'm not sure that there's any obvious reason.
Sorry, I might have got that mixed up.
Yeah.
It's the other end.
Other end. Okay, there you go. It's the end that Bairnsdale are going to. Yep. As Bailey, a check side. Off the boot, looks pretty neat, you know, but thin. So, goes on the skinny side, and that margin is increased now to Paul Carter.
The 5 points, Poppy, on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, 6-8-44 to Bairnsdale 5-9-39.
So while they bring it in, Austin goes short. Can we get some scores? Say...
We can. Mafra, 10-5-65, Druin, 15-7-97.
Right. We've had a turnover here. The Tigers are going to go back inside forward 50. Ball in dispute. Bailey runs onto this one. Left foot goal. Top of the square it goes. An all-important opening goal in the final quarter goes the Tigers' way.
And this is what they need too from Boyd Bailey. He's had a pretty reasonable afternoon. Well, he's had a very good afternoon, I should say, not pretty reasonable. And this is what they need. They need him doing this sort of stuff inside grunt that we know he's very renowned to do as well. So if he can leave from the front now, leave nothing in the tank for the remainder of this quarter, he'll lead this side to an absolutely brave victory this afternoon.
And that margin in Morwell's favour is now up to 11 points. We're at the 4-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard has Morwell at 7-8-50. Bairnsdale 5-9-39.
All right, so it's the hard work for Bairnsdale's just got a little bit harder. 2 goals required when they've scored 5 only for the game. The ball's cleared from Bairnsdale, will go their way, but nicely marked. Cody McDonald had to wait for it, and with that awkward style, but effective. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Well, free kick paid. Chopping the arm says, well, not Daryl, the umpire, but Daryl Cooling right next to me. And the free kick's paid to Morwell. Blake Cooling gets on the end of it. It's got a short option. He will take that option to the kick, though. Poor turned it over. Didn't see the player on his blind side. and Dad will be having a chat to him about that tonight. Byron Vickery, the player of the ball, he also goes short. This time it's Lockie Cloak. One of two players wearing headgear for the Bairnsdale side, and both similar makes.
Wow.
The ball comes, it stays inboard.
Yep.
Gee, it must have only been millimetres in it.
One of the stats that turned around the third quarter was that Bairnsdale only took 20 marks. I don't know whether you think they might have adopted a different style.
Yeah, possibly, because they've been playing around with it a little bit, and they tend to be doing the same now.
They do.
As Tate Clay goes towards Tatnell, and over the other side of the ground, it's Stewart, dances around one. He's actually got time to take a bounce, doesn't realise that, and then kicks to space when he probably could have made more of it, and what should have been a Bairnsdale possession has turned into a boundary throw-in 60 metres from Bairnsdale's goals, outer side of the ground.
Boxer for Harvey Norman Furniture.
Warrigal, 10-9-69, just leading against Traralgon, 10-4-64. Wonthaggi, 11-7-73, Sales, 6-6-42. And Moe, 9-12-66 to Leongatha, 6-5-41.
Wow, big results in this tight competition that we have. We're going to have another stoppage. You got some other scores for us as well, just quickly.
Mid-Gippy, it's Stony Creek 71 to Tura 57. Morley 69 to Thorpedale 45. Foster 55 to Newborough 34. Hill End 43. They trail Tarwin 82. Ballara 30. Fish Creek 52. And Yanar 60. MDU 41.
Free kick from the stoppage there against Bailey. Corbett drives it inside. Clark over the back. Oh. He's been paid the mark. Advantage will be paid. He played on, not the advantage. Sorry, you've got paid the mark. And Clark gets one back for the Redlegs. An all-important one. 7.5 minutes gone. Margin back to 5 now, Box.
That is, mates. And we're going to be going goal. If we're going to go goal for goal, it's going to be the team that keeps coughing up the ball more often than the other side, I think, that's going to take out the bickies here. So both sides have just got to make sure they're not lazy with the foot right now, because right now the lazy kick is hurting both sides.
5-point margin in Morwell's favour on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard at the 7-minute mark of the final quarter. The Tigers 7-8-50 are leading Bairnsdale 6-9-45.
And if we had a stat for lazy foot goals this afternoon, I reckon there'd be 3 or 4 easy that we could pick up quite easily.
All right. Taps it over the back. Corbett was there right in the mud pit in the middle of the ground.
Mummy's going to be happy.
And Corbett gets up, covered head to toe in mud.
Oh, Mo.
Oh, no. All right. And we're going to ball up right in the middle of this as well. You can't see the ball. East taps it straight back to Cloak. Guess what? Is he going to get dumped again? No. Oh, yes, he is. He's down again.
He's just put on 10 kilos.
And Bailey puts him down into it again.
Have a look at him.
Umpire says I might move this out of there.
That'd be the smartest move, wouldn't it?
No, he's going to stay, is he? Oh, he's going to wipe it in the mud. The umpire tries to clear it out, and he's right in the mud. And Ruckman can't get it out. Bailey was there. Tried to squeeze a handball out. Couldn't do so. We're going to do this again. There'll be someone pay a free kick.
Certainly is a different coloured Sharon, isn't it?
Yeah. Now they sort of wipe it clean. Here's Rob Popplestone.
So if we can't clear the area, East holds the front position. Berg got the tap from the back, though. Coming through nicely was Mitchell. He can't get a possession out. The umpire, again, will take control. You've heard about black face. There's a few black bodies out there at the minute, as they're absolutely covered in mud. One of those is Corbett. This player wasn't a black body. It was Tyron Reese, who's kicked forward. Falls in the arms of Sam Walsh. Defensive 50, grandstand side he goes. And it's Anderson. So Anderson, can he keep that ball in play? He can. Nicely done. Geez, there was nothing in it, but Aidan Quigley took the mark. Right in front of our commentary position. You'll hear that come off the boot as he goes inboard. Geez,
turnover.
This is where they're giving it up, and that's what Nick Lucchino alluded to with that lazy foot. As East, well, nice leg, 60 metres, goes looking for the big man. Oscar brings it to the front of the pack. Can he find a winner here? Almost found Cloak. That's Lockie, who came past but overrun it. 60 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. They currently trail by 5 points.
Looks like Bairnsdale's going the tag. They can see the importance of Boyd Bailey. Corbett, he's been shadowing him for the last few minutes as well, so I'll keep an eye on that too.
So Tyron Reese from the stoppage kicks around the body, 1-on-1 inside forward 50. In the front bite, Maxine. No, drop the mark. Gives a handball off to Linton. He handballs to Brown. Now to Anderson. Outlet 50. Took on a tackler. Brandon Bailey to Walsh. Now to McAuliffe. They've worked it out nicely. Although McAuliffe ducks back into traffic. Gives a handball to Brandon Bailey. Forward handball to no one there except for Musil. He tries to get it to McFarlane. Does so by hand. Kick around the body and finds McDonald. They worked it out nicely in the end, the Tigers. McDonald will look up, chip it out in front of Harry McCall. Went for the chest mark. And you don't do that at this level as big Longbottom comes in with a spoil and thumps it over the boundary line.
He needs a little bit of tutoring, young McCall. He's going to be a player of the future.
Raw talent, for sure.
And definitely needs a little bit of work, especially with his marking technique, for sure.
So boundary throw in, 10, 11 minutes in. Tigers lead it by 5. McCall from the stoppage took on a victory tackle. Umpire waits and will ball it up.
11 minutes gone, final quarter. 5 points the margin, the home side trail by that margin. Over the top, Musil gets a tap, nicely done. Finds his teammate there, and I speak of McCall, but it was smothered off the boot, and now Bairnsdale go forward. Not an obvious option, but Big Oscar puts himself in the right position. Can he handball and find a teammate? He can. It's Mitchell. He gives it over the top. LBJ probably couldn't pick another player to make the play. Goes short, McCary. And he waited for it too before Anderson. Zach came in and spilt the ball over to the boundary line. Inside forward 50.
It's not a hard game, is it?
No, it's not. But it's being made hard here.
Game.
Bairnsdale only playing 5 forwards at the moment, so they've rolled an extra one up to the stoppage, and the Tigers just not sure what to do at the moment.
All right, quick clearance there. Goes out of the defensive 50. This bloke's been good. Berkeley McFarlane sprints hard, kicks long, east front position. Ball spills over the back. Now we've got a contest. Too high, I thought. Yeah, umpire agrees. Going to go Morwell's way. Grandstand side, 65 metres. McCall wants to go, but it's not yours to go with. It's going to go the way of Brandon McDonald. Now, can he find an option? There's a couple of spares in that forward 50 for Morwell, just blocking off options. Logan Austin is one of those. And he goes inside the corridor. Well, that's a bit too easy. No, Corbett laid the tackle. Bailey got the kick across the face of goals. Hillier's the first player there, but he too is beaten by the boundary. 10 metres from Morwell's goals. Morwell leading 7-8. Bairnsdale 6-9.
Just to rephrase it as well, not being hard, get the ball inside 50 as quick as you can, especially when the game's like this and in the balance. Put it in advantage where the opposition are going to be more tentative.
East just thumps it out and gains a good 15 metres. He gets it to the top of his defensive 50. Hillier fights hard at ground level. No one there. Harvey kicks around the body. Will it bounce at the toes of Linton? He can't quite get it. Cooling with the head over the footy. Wrapped up by 2 Bairnsdale defenders. And we'll have a stoppage. Half-forward flank now for the Tigers. 13 minutes final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers. Sees the Tigers lead it by 5. 7-8-50. Bairnsdale is 6-9-45. Stoppage. No one's really going to win this. We'll do this again. Boxer will keep us up to date with scores as they happen in this final quarter. There's some big games in the Gippsland League currently underway, and possibly a couple of really big upsets as well. So as we said, Bairnsdale rolling plenty up to this stoppage. There's lots of numbers around it, which leaves they've only got 3 forwards at the moment. The Tigers have got 4 defenders, while at the other end it's very crowded for the Tigers. They've got their traditional 6 inside their forward 50 at the moment. And Bairnsdale's got a loose back there as well. Musil taps it to the top of the 50. Mitchell tries to work hard. He's going to win himself the free kick.
So Warragul have taken a 10-point lead against Traralgon deep into that last quarter down there at Warragul.
So it's very open for Bairnsdale to move it inside their forward 50. Mitchell goes short to Harvey, and Harvey will go out wide. It looks like Corbett on the outer side of the ground. It is. He's going to kick it down the line. Front spot there is Quigley. Can't complete the mark. Got one over the shoulder, though. Wins the free kick at half-back.
Sorry, Scott, I had to refresh the page. Traralgon have got a 2-goal lead. They were pretty quick goals in the refresh bit.
So Traralgon have scored 4 goals in 3.2 seconds as Burley McFarlane quickly becoming the best man on ground, grabs another touch out of side of the ground, 60-metre kick, but falls in the arms of the opposition player, and I'm guessing that's East back there, is it? It is, the big ruckman for Bairnsdale. And goes inside the corridor. Nicely done. Finds a teammate there in Bills. Dances around. Oh, geez. Can't be too cute. It's not a time to be cute out there at the moment.
He's
got to keep it basic. It's going to be a free kick. No.
Now, hang on. I want to watch the umpire come through the middle of the ground.
No.
He nearly went over. Oh.
He ran through there like Cinderella. He wasn't sure about his footing.
Tiger player dragged it in, but he blew the whistle instantaneously. Had to left it go for a couple of seconds. That's holding the ball.
Holding the ball. So the umpire will ball this one up. And Musa will do the ruck work. And he'll go against Mitchell. Mitchell was dragged off as he gained a few metres. Nicely done. And Just coming off the bench now at just the right time is going to be McAuliffe. Grabs the ball. Can he get around one? Can he find a teammate? No, kicks in to an opposition player. And a nice tackle by Corbett. Keeps the ball right where it's safe. Well, for the moment, and that's 60 metres from Morwell's goals.
Boxer, I pose this to you. At the moment, it doesn't look like the Tigers can score, and Bairnsdale are very open in their forward line. What can the Tigers do to open things up?
Drag some players out. They need to drag some players out right now.
Because otherwise we're going to get stoppage after stoppage.
Really?
Free kick will happen, and now the transition footy will really hurt the Tigers.
Here we go.
Open.
LBJ goes wide. He finds our man in Lando. He's got time. He's going to threaten the forward 50. It's a one-on-one contest. Out the back, a favourable bounce is all they need. Good pressure in defence from Morwell. Eases that pressure. And they do it beautifully. They do it through Leak, who hasn't been their worst today as well. Nicely done by Hillier. And it's not pretty.
That was, again, another lazy kick out by Leak. He does all the hard work. He kicked to a 50-50 where maybe he could have gone down the line to nobody in particular, not close to the boundary line, just to get out of that danger zone.
He's trying to thump it out. Berkeley McFarlane from another stoppage clearance. Kicks to the wing area. Gray just tapped it, sort of grabbed that one. It's going to be turned over. Boyd Bailey kicks it inside forward 50. Longbottom leads the chase. McCall will close. No one can really win it. Head over the football was Brandon McDonald. Close to the boundary line, it goes over eventually. They've got deliberate against the Tigers, and it's going to go Bairnsdale's way. Longbottom.
They can switch here.
They do just that to Tatnell.
Has to
goes
be good.
To Stewart. Half volley. Under pressure from McDonald. Handballs to no one. Gray's going to soccer off the ground. And he had a little bit of time, but missed. It's a minor score. 17 minutes. Could be an important one.
Could be a draw, boys.
It's one clear goal, the difference. 7-9 Morwell to 6-9 Bairnsdale. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, 17.5-minute mark.
At the moment, Darryl Cullen called Morwell by a point. I called Bairnsdale by 5 points. We're both in play just at the minute. With 7... Have we got 7 points? No, they've drawn... scoreboard's changed to 6.
Yep.
As Corbett goes forward, around about half forward. A couple of players overrun it, but coming in the background is Quigley. He goes short. Over the top, Morwell. In fact, all players. This time it's Cooling. He's ankle deep in mud, runs out of the troublesome area and then kicks inside. 550, good mark. Tom Gray. With his team 1 goal up, 18 minutes gone, final quarter, marks from 30 metres out on the slightest of angles.
These sort of things can make or break a person, don't they? Sometimes they put a little bit of pressure on the young fella too, but it's defining moments in your footy career, and something like this could turn the corner for him, I reckon.
He's been back all year.
Yep.
Rolled forward today.
And that's my point. I think that he could be a really...
What's happened? Free kick behind play?
50-metre penalty.
What?
And it can only...
it's Tyson Rees again.
It's a... It can only... Let's paint the picture here. This is an umpire at the other end of the ground. It's 200 metres away. And there was a voice and a whistle and a 50-metre penalty. And the Tigers now, through Gray, will put it through from point-blank range. Unbelievable.
And I can only say Tyson Rees had definitely said something, because McCary went over to him and patted him on the chest and said, look...
He was the only one around him.
Yeah, because we don't want to play the blame game, but we've got to obviously see there's got to be somebody that's done something wrong.
What could be so serious that set 150 metres away from the play?
Totally agree, Pop, and I just think right now, Tom Gray, well done, because, he's trying to find his position in this side, whether it's forward or back. I still think he's a better backman than forward, but well done.
2-goal lead at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter. Morwell ahead, 8-9-57 to Bairnsdale 6-9-45. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
All right, Bairnsdale v Morwell in the centre of the ground, and East gets yet another tap forward, but it's a 50-50 contest that can't be broken. The umpire balls it up once more. Hard to get out of that muddy area, but doing his best was Mitchell. Towards LBR. In fact, LBJ. I just chucked in another consonant.
He doesn't need
He runs into trouble. He doesn't need any more.
CPR.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Now, I was just going to ask you a question quickly. Are you going to call young McFarlane Sharon this afternoon as well? Because you've called him Berkeley. Right, they're all the names of the footies.
He's had plenty of it.
Has he what?
East kicks that one out of thin air. Look, I can't see the word. I need glasses. Anyway, you get the picture.
through the puddle. There's only one on this ground, and it just absolutely covered the assistant coach for Bairnsdale. And he looks up with a wry smile.
Ball thrown back in now. East v Burr again. East takes it out of the ruck. Goins 55 metres. It's going to probably threaten the boundary line, or does it? In fact, Cooling makes sure of it, and that could be dangerous as well, but the umpire says no.
Let's talk about a player that's had a fair bit of it today. Young Cooling, Paul?
31 disposals.
There you go. Yeah, he's had a great afternoon.
Missed a couple. Boundary throw in. 21 minutes. Final quarter. Tigers lead it by 12 points.
Free kick, Morwell's way.
Free kick's going the way of the ruckman, is it?
Yep.
Imagine being Darryl's son and he cut the lawn, right?
Yeah. Missed a bit.
And he'll come and critique that.
Yeah.
So the big ruckman, Burr, not renowned for his kicking action. Have a look at this one. It's effective. It gets it down the line to the wing. Bailey flew early. Big spoil by Vickery. Rees with a little chip kick over the top to Lockie Burn-Jones. 49 metres out. As Burn-Jones wants someone to present to him. And he chips it into the shallow pocket. Max East is the target. 2 bites. And he's been paid hard up on the boundary line. This is an important goal for the Redlegs.
Very gettable.
He's side trail by 12 points at 22 minutes. Final quarter for Harvey Norman. Max East. Very, very tight angle.
He's not going to kick around the body.
No, he's going traditional drop punt, the youngster from yesteryear. Old style, drop punt kick on its way.
Done it.
Slots it through the middle if you don't mind. And he keeps his side within it. There's still a chance.
There wouldn't be much left on the clock, though, seriously.
It'll have to be 5 minutes.
You reckon there'd be 5? I reckon there's a pretty much close to people next door could tell us. But, yeah, some nervous times here, too. I don't know if it's too soon whether Moore pushes the number back now and defend the score, or whether they go for it again.
And 1 goal the difference at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard has Moore at 8-9-57, Bairnsdale 7-9-51.
Just back to that comment about my son cutting the lawns. There's absolutely no chance that he mows the lawns at all. I've never seen him do it, not once.
No, because you pay someone to come and do it. Money bags.
If they do it correct. 22 3/4 minutes to go on. Final quarter.
East gets the ball out. Nicely done, Corbett. Quick kick forward. Every single possession absolutely crucial now. Right half forward flank. Bairnsdale's trying desperately to keep the ball inside their area. And I reckon the umpire might take control if it doesn't spit out now, and it doesn't spit out now. So it's just metres Bairnsdale side of the centre circle, outer side of the ground, however. 6 points the margin, 23 minutes gone. We'll update you on time remaining in just a moment. Will Mitchell runs past the ball, coming through. A number of Bairnsdale players, but Morwell have finally burst through, outer side of the ground. 4 minutes to play, we've been told. So ample time for either side, either to win it or lose it.
On the half forward there is Leake. Had to put the tackle on. Longbottom was there. Handball out the back from Rees. Gives it to Vickery. Kicks around his body. High. The big ruckman will fly. And that might be the free kick going to the Tiger ruckman, is it?
Yeah. And it should too.
Third man up. Silly move.
So Burr has it. Out of side ground for the Tigers. His team lead by 6. Wobbly sort of kick to half forward. Those ones usually are hard to read for the defender. Brandon McDonald runs into an Ethan East tackle. And we'll have a stoppage.
I don't mind that. Just keep the ball inside your 50. Keep it ugly now. Keep it really, really ugly. Really soak up the clock.
Ball spills down now. Bailey around it, just outside 50. Morwell get the next score. You think it's going to be hard for Bairnsdale. And Bairnsdale get the next score. Well, anything could happen. But Morwell are where they want to be at the moment. Their end of the ground. With a dozen or so players around the ball. There's not much room to move. There's no room to find. Which means that Bairnsdale are finding it hard to get anything going. Right in the arc of 50, East tries to get rid of Burr and then clout the ball forward. He can't. Mitchell comes in. He's tackled by 3 players. The umpire again will create a stoppage and ball this one up.
One of their best clearance winners, McFarlane, is on the bench. Can't get on the ball on the outer side of the ground.
They'd love him on at the moment, wouldn't they? It's Morwell. Fight at the bottom of the pack. Can't give you any clarity because I can tell you right now there is no clarity. You've got 4, 5, 6 players jumping on the ball, surrounded by another dozen.
That 3 minutes is going to feel like 15, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. East gets rid of his ruckman, tries to punch it forward, can't. Bairnsdale have got an opportunity, but again, they're set on by 2 or 3 players. There's not going to be an easy free kick paid here, and someone's going to have to take a chance, and it's more likely to be Bairnsdale. They trail by 1 straight kick, remembering they got beaten by less than a kick a week ago. And two
exactly
small,
what they want.
Yeah, 2 small losses in the space of a fortnight can have an awful impact on your season. 40 metres, slowly but surely. Morwell are working it forward. Still not threatening goals. Free kick's going to go
Bairnsdale's way or the Tigers' way?
Tigers' way.
And that was my only concern, was that the amount of stoppages we've had inside 50, which way the umpire will go to break it up. So Tigers, fortunately for them, it's gone their way and it's going to the coach.
Yeah, Boyd Bailey, he should waste every second possible.
Any score's important.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be running in until the umpire called me to play on. But you're right, any score is important. Kick for goal from outside 50 to within, or free kick's been paid.
No score.
No score.
Wow.
Free kick paid Bairnsdale's way, and they need to move the ball quickly, and they're going to move it quickly. They come at grandstand side, where they tried to find Randall Stewart, a kick off the ground by McFarlane, who's finally found himself on the ground. That's Berkeley, not Burnley. Not Barry.
It's definitely
not Brandon.
It's definitely not Jason.
No, that's
Who's
true.
his old man? Thank goodness that Berkeley's out there. We've got a stoppage inside forward 50. No ruck do the duties, but East just grabs it out and then kicks it towards the top of his defensive 50. Brandon Bailey couldn't complete the mark. Ground level there was Burn Jones. McAuliffe tried to get a handball away. Now does so. Into Cody McDonald. At his toes. Twist. Turn. Handballs back to Tyler Brown. He gives it to McFarlane. Out the back to Brandon Bailey. Top of the square kick. Gray with a 1-2. Can't quite can get it. It doesn't sneak over a minor score. The Redlegs keep it in, and the outlet kick's a good one. It finds Bills on the outer side. And Bills wants to go. He comes inboard. Risk and reward. It's going to be high. Vickery says, I've got to move it quickly. There's about 1.5 minutes to go. He goes in the middle of the Bairnsdale City Oval. Tigers mark. No, free kick.
Paid by the umpire again, 100 metres away.
And a 50. And 50.
And 50 metres. Now this...
What is going on here?
Unbelievable.
I said it before and I'll say it again.
What is going on here?
No, a 50-metre penalty has been paid.
For what?
He was stuck in the mud. It's directly in front.
Don't think the ball was given back on the floor.
28 minutes gone. Mitchell directly in front comes in, wastes no time, on its way, and he's missed it. He's pushed it away.
That's twice now.
It's a minor score, Paul Carter.
7-10-52, Bairnsdale. They're trailing by 5 points on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Morwell 8-9-57.
And this is where we test the character now of the young Tigers. This is it.
So McFarlane's going to stay off as Moore bring this ball back into play. They're going to kick it to the crowd, and let's make something of it. Aidan Quigley, you don't want a Bairnsdale mark right here. You get a thump towards the boundary. Can they keep it in? They can, but it's soon taken out, and that's by Bailey.
The umpires have been so good.
They have.
All day.
They have.
Yeah, just one, I thought, a couple of surprising decisions by the same umpire. East thumps it forward. Nicely done. This is where they need a winner. They can't. 65 metres from Bairnsdale's goals. 3 central umpires out there. But just this quarter, there's been one not involved in the play, making a few surprising decisions. Ball thrown up, 60 metres from home. 29 minutes gone. Seconds to go. Bairnsdale 5 points down. Bairnsdale 55 metres from goals.
Big thump by East. In it goes. Siren sounds. And the Tigers hold on to win by 5. There are some tired players out on the Bairnsdale City Oval on their back, hands on knees, cramping. Bairnsdale sit down. It's the Tigers have held on. It was 2 goals each in the last quarter. Morwell 8-9-57 have defeated Bairnsdale on the road 7-10-52. And in the whole scheme of things, it's a big important win for the Tigers, who stay inside the top 5 after that victory this afternoon. We'll go to a break and we'll have all the post game coming up after that break. We've got a couple of big scores for from around the grounds we'll get to in a moment. Of course, it is at Gippsland Live, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
RP, so versatile. DJ's in the house.
Too much to drink, mate. Settle down.
Are you happy with the drink you've got? You're welcome.
Thank you, Mum.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst part to me was the bloke did not even umpire it, hold it. It wasn't even the main umpire in that situation, and he's told it from fucking that
and they
far
listened to
away.
him.